welcome to North Georgia. Now today is my homecoming, Bill's homecoming, Angela's homecoming, Charlene's homecoming, and my baby Melton has just, the gorgeous one is here today, and we're gonna confuse the dickens out of y'all. Remember how at a wedding a bride might give the groom a bite? Remember how mama gives a baby a bite? I'm giving the baby a bite of something from the Jasper Cafe,
Boy,
baby.
I trust this lady.
You do trust me, darling. There you go. Now, our baby Melton has been broken into Southern cooking from North Georgia.
That's good.
That is good stuff. Y'all, I can't tell you how many people have participated to make this possible. First of all, Sharp Mountain Grill. This is where we are. Beautiful downtown Jasper. It doesn't get any better than this, right?
Yes.
It doesn't get any better than this. The only thing better than this is when I come home, Bill Siniard has a saying, if we ain't eating, we ain't meeting. Y'all, are we eating today? We've got a Jeanette Lawson chocolate pound cake. We have cakes from Deb's Bakery. We have Jeff Bennett and Mike made us a wonderful hummingbird cheesecake. We've got another cake from Deb's. We have got goodies that Deb's going to be passing out. Annie's Restaurant brought us biscuits and gravy and sausage. Wow. This is what my homecoming is about. Do we know how to cook? Yes. Do we know how to eat? Yes. Yes. Now, when you come to my house, you will probably have something pretty good to eat.
Oh, yeah.
When you come to Sharp Mountain Grill, you'll have something great to eat. All the places in Jasper, we came together, and people were like, why are all these restaurants coming together? Because that's what Jasper's about.
Right.
That's what we're about. As a community, we always come together. We always come together. It's very important to know that when something happens, we can pick up the phone and call each other, and things happen. Things happen. We are from a community. We make it happen. We are movers and shakers. When it comes time to do something for somebody else, baby boy, you want one more bite?
Well, yeah.
There you go. There you go. Now, our hosts today are Betty and Verlin Estes and Craig and Debbie Mefford. They have been gracious enough. They've spent weeks getting ready for us. You know what the big deal was?
What's that?
Had to put in air conditioning inside. So when you Southern Belles get too hot to handle it, y'all can go inside and watch us on the big screen TV.
Huge TV.
Big screen TV. Unlike me, the Southern Belle that will be glistening in the heat and maybe a little bit of sweat coming on. Now, can I use Annie's shirt to maybe, Scarlett.
We can sell it on eBay.
We can sell it on eBay. That's
Cherie
right.
sweats on there.
That's right, Cherie sweats. So today is going to be a wonderful day. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that everybody's here. We have great guests. We have Jeremiah Boswell, who is our star basketball player. He is leaving for China on Friday. We are very fortunate to have him here. We have Barry Scott, who's going to come on and sing in a little bit. You and Penny Green from the Chuck Wagon Gang have just today, this morning, formed a new group called the
Two of us.
The two of us. The two of us. The two of us. So you and Penny are going to sing Beulah Land for us.
Okay.
Bill is going to come on with his family and sing. You talk about music and food. That's what Cherie Martin is about. Music, food, and friendship. Friendship, a lot of our friends are here. A lot of people that watch us every day have come down from McCaysville. I'm so tickled with that. Yeah. And I actually met Becky, who rags me to death about going to McCaysville. McCaysville's addictive, but nothing like coming home.
That's right.
Nothing like coming home. So y'all, thank you so much for being here today. Now we're going to go to the weather right quickly, and then we're going to bring on Betty and Verlin, introduction from them, and then we will, I promise you, this will be a fun-filled couple of hours. Actually, guys, I'm going to tell you up front, we're going over today. We're going till 11 a.m. So it's going to be a wonderful day. Today's weather is brought to you by the Yellow Jacket Restaurant, serving the North Georgia area since 1960. And I can tell you, when I go to the Yellow Jacket, I eat chicken livers. So y'all, let's go to the weather. When we come back, we'll be starting a wonderful, fun-filled day. Welcome back to North Georgia Now Today. Now today is my homecoming, and the only way I could come home would be coming home to my friend Betty and Verlin Estes. How long we been friends?
We don't want to tell people
But
that.
we do want to tell them I was skinny when we met.
Yes, now she really
yes.
was. I remember she was one of the, well, she still is one of the most beautiful ladies that I know.
But let me tell you, somebody's here who used to check me out at Townsend's grocery store. I weighed 118 pounds, and Carol can attest to it. And I'm so proud she's here. Yay, Carol!
Praise the Lord.
Yay! You know, downtown Jasper is booming now. So many great businesses, and you happen to have one of the best.
Thank you. We think so, and we're very proud to be here. But you know, the proudest thing for me is to look around and see everybody.
Yeah.
This is the most wonderful feeling in the world, and every hour since 1 o'clock this morning, I've looked at the clock, and I think, okay, I'll lay here another hour. But I remember that feeling when I was a little girl, the 4th of July. The 4th of July used to be on Main Street here, and we would all come to town, the streets were roped off, and we'd spend the day. And you could let your kids run wild, and you know, there's so many precious memories about Jasper. But that's the way I felt this morning, like it was the 4th of July, and we were all getting together again, and I just can't tell you what a feeling it is to look out and see all these beautiful faces and handsome faces.
And to know
it's wonderful.
And to know that some people, my smart daughter called in and said, I'm the smart daughter because I'm sitting at home in front of the air conditioning watching the show. So for you guys who didn't come out to join us and you're sitting at home, welcome to the Sharp Mountain Grill.
Yes.
Welcome to the Sharp Mountain Grill. We are about this community. And you know, I'd love to be in the air conditioning, but it is so wonderful to be out here. Sharp Mountain is right over the corner, and we're going to get the cameras to pan up there and show. We are in an area that we are First Mountain City.
Yes, we are.
And when you chose the name Sharp Mountain Grill, couldn't have anything to do with that deck up there and that great view, could it?
Well, Verlin and Craig did that when they were working so hard over here, sweating and toiling to build this
right.
place.
I know these boys.
You know, they were standing up there and they said, we shall call this Sharp Mountain Grill.
Yeah, they
now,
said.
if you believe that.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Well, today's going to be a wonderful day.
It is. And
we have to encourage people to stay to the end because we have got so much to give away. We've got gift cards, gift certificates. We've got t-shirts. We've got CDs from the Inspirations. We've got CDs from First Mountain City. We've got Barry Scott here. We've got a piece of jewelry from Elite Jewelry. That's going to be the last thing we give away today. So, y'all, we've got cakes from Deb's Bakery. We had great breakfast from Annie's Restaurant. So many people have come together to make this happen. So many people have come together. Every restaurant in town has come together with us. Savor is here now with some sample food. Y'all, we want you to eat. We want you to hang out. We want you to get full and get friendly and just smile. You know, this is what Jasper's about.
But now don't get too full. I mean, eat and be merry for a couple of hours, then rest and come back for lunch because
That's right.
at lunchtime we have a special. There'll be $1 off all sandwiches just for today, and all of our drinks are free, so don't fill up too quick. I mean, enjoy, but work it off before lunchtime and spend the day with us.
Betty, if they start eating out, I've been here for 6 hours before. You know that. We come and we
Cherie, you stay here.
I do stay here, and we just hang out and have a good time.
Well, we don't want you to think it's a hangout, but we want you to know it's a wonderful place to come and eat.
Here, right?
Yeah, Cherie, we only have one bed, and it's Cherie's.
That's right. That's right. Well, y'all, thank you for opening
Well,
the
I
doors
need to
to us.
introduce. You know,
You do?
Verlin and I are
You
always
do?
out there.
You
but
do?
now we have partners.
I know.
You know, and they
This
really
is the
work
brains
hard.
behind the brawn.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, but this is Debbie and Craig Mefford, and they are our partners. And for those of you who don't know, this little short guy behind me is my husband, Verlin Estes.
That's right. That's
And
right.
we really do love this place. But most of all, we love Jasper. And that's exactly why we're all here together today. And it's not about one business, it's about bringing all the businesses together. And we just couldn't be happier. And for those of you who are watching, just come on out. You know, there's still a place
downtown until 11 a.m. You have until 11 a.m. to come and hang out with us, get some prizes. answer some trivia questions. Just hang out with us. It's going to be a great day in Jasper, Georgia.
Well, I called.
I
What?
saw Emily in there
Oh,
earlier
Emily-
at the door, and
Emily
she
waits.
was so grown up looking, and I had to double take. I was like, Emily,
Well,
hey.
let me see this. We have a picture back here.
And
of two of
anybody
our
who
owners.
remembers me skinny, come and talk. Yay! It's good to be home.
This is Craig and Debbie's grandchildren.
Oh, who couldn't be here?
They
you know,
couldn't be
you know,
here.
You know, is this a bummer? This is proud grandparents. My Lord
The
Almighty.
grandchildren couldn't be here,
This
so
is
we just.
Noah and Jonah,
Jonah.
and let me tell you something. Noah is one of my favorite names. There you go.
But now Jonah loves me more than Noah, so
There you go. Well, we've
look so
got
young
to
to have
get this cake. We've got to get this cake in the refrigerator quickly because it is cream cheese. It is a cheesecake. So we're gonna
Hummingbird.
have a contest quickly. Who is Cherie Martin's favorite living driver on the NASCAR circuit? Earnhardt, right there. First answer, Earnhardt. We're gonna put it in the refrigerator
We'll put it in the
for you.
refrigerator for
Okay,
you.
Earnhardt. There you go. That's how simple the trivia is gonna be. Anything we ask you will have to do with things that I always talk about.
But who's the best driver?
It sure ain't the M&M car.
tell him.
Out of here, out of here.
let's be sure and tell who brought this cake.
That's
this
right.
cheesecake was donated by J&M Catering, and it's Jeff Bennett and Mike is
The Golier.
DeGolier. And let me tell you,
The
if
best.
you have not tasted cheesecake till you taste this.
Yeah, can we have a
He
bite?
is awesome. And really, Cherie was not supposed to give this one away. It was supposed
I
to
did, I
be shared.
did, yes.
But that's Cherie, and
I
this is
did.
live TV, so we all know
I
about
did.
that. But it
I
is,
did.
They
it
drove
does
far.
need to go
They
in.
drove from McKaysville, Georgia. So
Yeah.
Well, you're taking home
there
one
you
of
go.
the best
One of the best
cheesecakes
cakes
you
in
will
the world.
ever taste.
And the lady blocking the camera is my mama Lucy.
See, it's already melted.
And if you watch Heart of the Home, you know that my mama Lucy, I could not do that show without her.
I'm glad she's giving Mama Lucy all the credit, so now I'm off the hook the next time she has a Heart of the Home show.
Oh, listen now, listen, no. You know
I
what?
love you.
It takes a combined effort, and I have to say, yesterday we won 2 more tellies.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so
Dadgummit, we
proud.
won 2 more tellies yesterday.
Hey.
So I was amazed. It was for videography and cinematography in Alaska, and I was very pleased with that one because that's one I loved. So, well, y'all, we're going to take a break and we're going to go to the community calendar. Today's community calendar is brought to you by one of my other favorite places where we did our first live show, the Nifty 50s Cafe in McKaysville, Georgia. And yes, I get some heat for going to McKaysville, but honey, I am home today. Welcome to downtown Jasper, Georgia. When we come back, we're going to do the Movie Minute with Stephen Haynes. So hang around, we'll be right back. to North Georgia now today. Now you see this fan, if y'all have ever been to Mount Vernon to homecoming, Southern women glisten, honey, I'm sweating. So it is getting hot, but it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful downtown Jasper. Stephen Hames, welcome to my town, my city, my place to be, Jasper, Georgia.
Well, thank you.
We're going to talk about if you took your wife on a date in downtown Jasper tonight, you could take her to Shark Mountain Grill, Woodbridge Inn, Savoy Grill. Savoy just brought us this wonderful plate of shrimp, and because of the heat and the humidity, Courtney, honey, can you get this and let's take it and share it with people because it's got a dip with it. We don't want anything to sit out too long.
It looks wonderful.
It looks awesome.
It's
Kevin, can you get a
beautiful.
close-up of that, darling? We just want y'all to see. This is so awesome. Now, Courtney, baby girl, there you go.
Big shrimp.
And here's the dip that goes with it. We just want folks to enjoy this food.
And that's Courtney Higgins.
That's
Miss
Courtney Higgins.
Beautiful Courtney.
That is the Bubblies Bubblette.
Yeah.
So we want y'all, we want you to come down and join us. We've got so much food. We'll have to start now, and Stephen will have to eat for 2 hours to get all this eaten in.
I don't know if I can eat for 2 hours.
Well, I think we may have to. Let's talk movies.
We'll talk
Let's
movies.
talk movies. What's going on?
Well, number one at the box office, Steve Carell as Maxwell Smart in Get Smart.
Get Smart.
Get Smart.
Get Smart.
Controls back and everything. $39.2 million at the box office. Kung Fu Panda moved down to second, and then Incredible Hulk was right behind it in third. So it was a pretty good weekend.
Sounds like a good weekend for the movies. Yeah.
Incredible Hulk and Kung Fu Panda both made over $21 million each, and they were just within a couple of $1,000 of each other. So.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, let me tell you something. We don't have a theater here. So LJ has a theater. Fannin County has a theater. Canton has a theater. We don't have a theater here. Isn't that strange that a small town? We don't have a theater. So, but a lot of multiplexes everywhere aren't there. So if you go to a theater, there's probably 10 movies opening a lot of weekends, isn't there?
Well, usually there's about 3 or 4 opening, but you have ones that have been out there for several weeks and everything still there. So,
good choice. Good variety.
Good choice. And we got one for you this week.
Okay.
So, and it is Disney's WALL-E.
Oh, Lord.
WALL-E. It's from Pixar, computer animation. Basically, the premise is what if mankind left Earth, everybody's gone, but they forgot to turn off the last robot. And there you can see the clips of it. And so little WALL-E goes around and does his normal routine all the time, but he develops a personality after a long time of being by himself. And then finally, I think some humans come back or some robots come back to explore Earth, and he falls in love with another robot, Eve, and then she gets whisked off back to space, and he travels on, and it's about his journey, and it looks.
If I got whisked off, would the bodyguard go to find me? Maybe.
Where is he? We'll ask him.
He's here.
But it looks really cute. I mean, me personally, I am dying to see this movie. Every preview, every commercial I see, I laugh a little bit more. I'm like, I have to see this movie. It just looks good. And it's rated G, so it's really a big family, kids-oriented movie.
Is it typical Disney happily ever after?
I don't know. But we'll have to see. I mean, with the Pixar movies, it usually end up with the happily ever after and everything. So, and it is Pixar, so I have to go take a look and see, and it opens tomorrow, so go check out WALL-E. And I just like doing the voice.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun.
But we got some movies in the works coming. One, former James Bond, Pierce Brosnan, is going to be in a movie. He's going to be in it with Nicolas Cage, and he's being directed by Roman Polanski, who's one of the big directors. Basically, it's based on a novel by Robert Harris, and it's called The Ghost. And what it is, tells of a ghostwriter who's going to be played by Nicolas Cage, who goes to write the memoirs for a former prime minister, which is going to be Pierce Brosnan. But in the process of
He's a hottie, right? He's a hottie. Pierce Brosnan's a hottie. He's a hottie.
I like Nicolas Cage better.
Okay.
I don't know.
So women will go see this. Women should go see this.
But basically, the writer, when he's doing this memoir, discovers some secrets, and it puts his life in jeopardy. So it's all around that. Another movie coming, Hilary Duff, which a lot of the teenage girls and everything know Hilary Duff and everything. I can't remember the name of this show she was on, but She's going to be in a movie called Stay Cool. It's supposed to be a comedy. It's going to have Winona Ryder, Sean Astin, Chevy Chase are all going to be in it. Basically, it's a knowing your age comedy is what they're calling it. And basically, it's about an author who goes back home to confront his unrequited high school crush, who's going to be Winona Ryder.
I had one of those too.
Yeah, and he's going back to deliver the commencement address at the high school graduation. Well, Hillary Duff is going to play one of the seniors graduating, who kind of starts flirting with the author and everything, and it's kind of a little round robin comedy and stuff like that. So that looks interesting. And then last but not least, my favorite director, Steven Spielberg,
He's great.
is doing a movie. He's just acquired the rights to 39 Clues. It's a new series. It's it's from Scholastic. It's a new book series, but it's also an online game series. And it's a mystery series. And don't know everything about it, but it's one of those things it starts online or it starts on the book, and then you can continue it online or vice versa and tell the stories. And he's going to take it and develop it into a movie, which he hopes to even direct. And so that's...
And you'll be looking forward to that because you love Steven Spielberg.
I love Spielberg.
Good.
I like the work he does, and I'm looking forward to anything he does.
Good.
But this is going to be a while, and the other movie's going to be a little bit. If you can't get to see Wall-E, then you got some movies to go see on pay-per-view and video on demand. Check it out. There's all kinds of fun stuff there you can take a look at. There's several new movies out, so take a look, see what you like.
And we have to tell folks today, if the heat gets too much out here, if the sun gets too much, all you have to do is step inside and talk about pay-per-view. We have a huge big screen TV
And there
in
you
there.
go.
Yeah. So y'all can go in there and watch us too, but we're going to be doing some contests now. And because we need the time to do the contest, we're going to take a few more breaks than normal. We're going to go back to the community calendar, run it just a little bit while we play some trivia. And if y'all are sitting at home and you're in downtown Jasper, come back and join us because a lot of stuff to give away, a lot of good music coming up, a lot of good things happening, and so much food. Remember, my homecoming is about cooking and music.
And gift certificates, a ton.
And gift certificates. Y'all just don't know how much stuff we've got to give away. So we're going to go back to the community calendar and we're going to play a little trivia here. And if you are sitting at home, get up, get in your car, and come down here and hang out with us. It's going to be a great day in Jasper, Georgia. Woo!
And they've still got 2 hours, so come on.
Well, you still got 2 hours, so come on down and join us. We're going to go back to the community calendar now. y'all know that I'm simple-minded. You know that I like simple things. Right now, the hardest trivia question of the day will be, what college did our local basketball star, Jeremiah Boswell, go to, graduate from, and yes, you are right, Brock Jones won a gift certificate to the Three Sisters Cafe here in downtown Jasper. Jeremiah not only was a star basketball player here, you went to Columbia, you excelled. Can I have those pictures, please?
Yes, ma'am.
You excelled in Columbia athletics. Kevin Baby, can we do that? He is one of the things we are most proud of. You are a hometown boy. You are leaving for China on Friday, where you now play professional ball
Yes, ma'am.
around the world. Tell me where
pretty
you
much.
played basketball.
I played in Brazil for a season, played in Bulgaria for a season, played in Mauritius, which is off the coast of Madagascar, played in China a little bit.
Now, honey, do you know how many of us don't even know what you're talking about?
I didn't either.
Are those foreign words, Jeremiah?
Very much so.
And we have to say Jeremiah is named after one of my favorite men, Jeremiah Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and remember that Robert Redford. Oh, wow. Now, Jeremiah, did you come out of college thinking you'd get a job somewhere sitting behind a cushy desk?
I did, and I actually did that for a little while. I realized I just
Were you
wasn't
bored
happy.
to death?
I was bored, and I just wasn't happy. I needed to be playing.
Yeah,
I needed to be
yeah,
outside
yeah.
a little bit. So.
Yeah. Well, you are one of the best Jasper ever produced, and I can't tell you how thrilled I am to have you here. It is, we don't have a lot of success stories in athletics, but you are probably one of the biggest.
Well, thank you. It means a lot to me
You
that
are.
you're saying that, but I really feel like what you mentioned before, the community here,
The community.
it really does help and support.
And what did your daddy tell us at dinner last night? Your daddy has never had an identity. Your daddy was always Dr. Tom's son, and then he was always Jeremiah's daddy. So your daddy kind of got lost in
the middle.
He did. But your daddy, Tommy Boswell, is one of my best friends, and he and I together have had a few shenanigans. We've gotten into a little, we like to get out and do things. He is a great guy. He's been on the program before.
Yeah.
He adopted 2 children. And did you and Kelly sit down and say, Daddy, have you lost your mind, or were y'all for it 100%?
We were for it. We know he
He's
knows
a
what he's
great
doing.
dad.
He's got
Yeah.
such a good heart that he knows
does.
what he's doing. He's a special man.
He
so,
does.
Yeah.
He does, and he is a special guy. Now, when you leave to go to China, how hard is it to leave Jasper, Georgia, and end up in China?
Well, it's not hard to leave the pollen and the allergies. But,
I got you.
but to leave the community and the family and just this atmosphere, the mountains, the beauty, it is tough.
Now, Jeremiah, when you land in China, will people be to greet your plane and say, there's Jeremiah Boswell?
I sure hope so, because I don't
do
speak
too.
the language.
I do too. Now, how do you deal with a language barrier like that?
A lot of translators, and I try to learn the key phrases to get by, to eat.
And you told me that you played basketball with a gentleman one-on-one. Who was that?
I believe the one I told you was Yao Ming.
And he is the best China has to offer?
He is.
And you beat him. Oh, I love it. Jeremiah beat the best China has to offer. So
He's pretty tall.
he's pretty tall.
7'4", maybe something like that.
He's 7'4", and you're how tall?
6'3", 6'4".
6'3", 6'4". Well, yeah, that's a big difference. That's a big difference.
He's probably faster than you,
You're
got the
faster and
quickness
better
going.
and better and better. Now, how long will you play professional ball?
As long as my body holds up, I suppose.
What's a normal career?
Well, it's tough to say. Maybe mid-30s for some people.
The correct answer for that is as long as they keep writing a check.
Exactly.
That's right. As long as they pay the bills. And we have to say today, when we came to downtown Jasper, we gathered folks who could make this happen. And some of the people who can make it happen are here today. Deb's Bakery is here. You know where that is.
Absolutely.
Oh, honey, we all know where
Stop on
Deb's
the way home.
Brownies are. And being hometown, we can show you. If you want to know where to hang out, I can tell you Keepsakes by Me is one of my favorite places to go. And the Red Hat ladies are here. You can hang out with them. There are so many people coming in today who know what Jasper means to me. And it means places we're familiar with. When you come home, isn't it great to have these great meals around here?
Oh my goodness, it is very special. That's the first
You
thing I
said
want.
that's the one thing about traveling.
Yeah, you miss the
There ain't
food.
no Southern
No.
cooking in China.
Even being in New York, there's not Southern food, so
No,
it's
no.
special being home.
Well, and we have to say you lived in Manhattan for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
Manhattan is like a foreign country. Manhattan is like, whoa, you know. But Ralph and Gail Ray will be in Manhattan tomorrow.
Really?
And next week we will be sharing photos from things. They're taking some Georgia marble to Manhattan.
Okay.
Now, when you lived there, tell us how much you paid for this tiny postage stamp apartment.
I think I was paying $1,000 a month for
A
just
postage stamp
basically
apartment.
enough room to sleep.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
It's
It's a different world, isn't it?
very different. It takes a little getting used to, but it's wonderful too in its
And
own
you told
ways.
me that you met some wonderful people there that you still keep in touch with.
Absolutely. All my friends from college are still living there, working there,
Right,
doing
right.
things up there.
Now, can you imagine not getting to come home every few months? What, you know, isn't it wonderful that plane lands at Hartsfield?
There is nothing better.
Yeah.
Just seeing family, friends, it's really amazing.
Now, were you home when your grandfather passed away?
I wasn't.
You
I was in
didn't get
Bulgaria.
to come to that, did you?
Right. That was tough to be away from.
Right, right. And your grandfather was one of the, actually he delivered one of my 10-pounders.
Really?
He did. And this is what Jasper's about. We all have stories, we all have familiar faces, we all know that there are so many wonderful things happening here that we want to share with everybody. And your education was at Higgins High School,
Yes,
where
ma'am.
you were a star player.
Yes, ma'am.
You went to Columbia on a scholarship,
Basketball. Yes, ma'am.
basketball scholarship, so that can happen to any kid.
Absolutely.
That
Follow
can
your
happen to-
dreams.
That's right. Follow your dreams. If you dream it, you can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. And
Absolutely.
you had a dream, and now you're pursuing that dream. When you came out into the corporate world and you did your, who'd you work for?
The NBA.
The NBA.
Mhm.
The NBA sitting behind a desk is not like playing, is it?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
No.
It is a different world.
Was it a good way to meet people?
It was. I mean, it was. I met a lot of good friends, good people, some celebrities. I mean, it was a neat experience,
Mm-hmm.
but just wasn't for me at the time.
And how did you get to know, how did you say, okay, I'm going to go to work in China? How did you get on that circuit?
Well, that's still through the NBA. I've
Okay.
kept in contact with them, and I have an agent that works for me as well that helps me with basketball stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Does your agent travel with you sometimes?
No, ma'am.
No.
stays
Just,
put.
so he's your marketing person?
Pretty much.
Kind of like Jen Roberts is with me. She's my marketing person. So
Really?
yeah, everybody has to
There
have
we
somebody
go.
market them.
Yeah, I need help in that area.
Yeah.
So,
Well, now when you go to China, how long will you be gone this time?
just a month.
A
Just
month.
1 month. Yes, ma'am.
And from there, where do you go?
I'll be back here for another month, which I'm really looking forward to,
Good.
and then over in Europe for a little while.
Europe. Where will you be in Europe?
Well, I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Still have to figure it out. Last season was Bulgaria, which is Eastern Europe. Very
Uh-huh.
different place. But
Now, tell me what you would have for breakfast in Bulgaria.
breakfast in Bulgaria. Well, hopefully somebody would have sent me some cereal from
I
over
bet
here.
it wasn't biscuits and gravy
No,
from
ma'am.
Annie's.
No, ma'am.
What are they? What
thought
are
it
their?
was,
What is their culture?
A bowl of Gary.
Well,
Yeah.
they had the fall of communism in '89 over there, so they're still kind of going through that struggle.
Uh-huh.
But their culture's kind of, they're down and out a little bit, trying to come
Uh-huh.
up, join the the European Union. So,
Uh-huh.
you know, they're doing okay. Their food's not like this. A lot of pork, a lot of greasy, not so good. They don't do it the right way.
Yeah. So if people in Jasper wanted to send you a care package, you'd be happy to get it.
Oh, would I love you forever? Yes, I
Yeah,
would love
yeah.
you forever.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. We love sharing Jasper. We love sharing Jasper. You're one of the most positive things that ever came out of here, and you came from a family. Your daddy was there by your side every step of the way.
All the way. My family, it's really amazing. Most people knew me when I was coming through because either my grandparents, who have been wonderful in the community, or my dad, or my older sister. So they paved the way for me and made it really easy people would just expect me to be good, even though I may not have been. They just expect me
And
to
we
be a good
have
kid.
to say, we're going to look straight in the cameras and say hello to Tommy Boswell, your daddy. And Daddy, yes, he's as good as we say he is. You know he
You need
is.
to get him that Ricky Nelson record.
What?
I'm a traveling man.
He's a traveling man.
All over the world.
That's right. That's good. You're pretty good, Bill Senior.
He
Sing
needs
a
the,
little.
he needs the
He's the
record.
smart co-host. He's the smart co-host. We've got the beautiful one, the bubbly one, the precious one, the gorgeous one. And you know, when you come back to town, you could be, he could be the tall, handsome
He could be the
one.
basketball one.
Well, thank
we
you.
could give you a part-time job.
He may not agree with that one,
He's,
but
he's the traveling one. That's
Yeah,
what he calls.
you could be the traveling one. That's right. Well, Jeremiah, thanks for being here today.
thank you for having me.
We're going to go to the news now with Miss Hannah Baker. And when we come back, we're going to be playing more games, giving more stuff away, and we're going to have a great, great day here in Jasper, Georgia. Come down and join us.
Well, hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Hannah Baker with your North Georgia Now Today news. Now, we are going to be bringing you a lot of live interviews from downtown Jasper. With me right now is Bree Tankersley, our reporter, and she's going to take our first interview. Tell us what you have today.
Hi, Hannah. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I could be here with you to help you out today. It's a beautiful morning, and we are having just a great time. Joining me here this morning, I have someone that's very special to this community. They've done a lot to help the children in this area, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about your organization.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm Jackie Jacobs. I'm the Executive Director for Collaborations for Resiliency in Children. We're actually located here in downtown Jasper. We're on Refuge Road at 2404 Refuge Road. We've actually been in Jasper operating since 2005 as our agency. I came into Jasper back in 2002 just as a behavior and trauma specialist and began working here with the truancy court under Judge Weaver, beginning to do trauma intervention support for the children in this community. As I began working here, we found more and more need within the community. And so that's how Bear Cottage, which is where we provide the support and help through Collaborations for Resiliency in Children. That's where we began to bring that cottage. We bought that cottage. We began to bring the children in there and began to work with them there, and that's where we reside today. What we provide there is trauma intervention support. We provide family counseling, both at individual types of work. We work with anger management and all types of intervention that support children, both from a standpoint of trauma, but also learning disabilities, anything that we feel like can help the child to become more self-sufficient, to help their self-esteem, anything that will help the child. We get referrals both from the juvenile courts, we get referrals from medical communities, as well as through the school system.
And tell us a little bit, too, also about your background. I know you've had years of experience with this. I believe you said you began in high school, which was very interesting to me.
Yes, actually, I am a child who actually comes from a background where there were a lot of struggles in my home. And as a result, I was having a lot of struggles. So there was an individual who came into my life early on that was very instrumental in helping me to move ahead with my life. I began mentoring with children when I was in high school. I began mentoring at the Georgia Baptist Children's Home, and that sort of put me on my path as to what I wanted to do with my career, and that was to help other children to experience what I had experienced. So one of the key things I think that makes Collaborations a little bit different from maybe your normal just counseling center is that we see ourselves as a family advocacy center. That means that when a child comes there, we don't just look at what the individual child needs from the standpoint of their immediate counseling. We want to look at what is going on from a whole family perspective. What does the family need? And we do call the family in, and we ask them, what are your needs? We look at those needs. It may be that the parents need some specific kinds of interventions. It may be that that there's a parent that's out of work, that maybe we need to help with that type of thing. It may be other kinds of things that they need, but we want to look at the whole package and began to try to look out into the community, and we collaborate very closely with other agencies within the community to try to help them.
Okay, and you said, I know that it was a lot of times you have court-appointed cases, but if someone wants to contact you on their own, if they feel like that, they need some counseling or they know would have a particular child in mind, how can they contact you?
They can contact us through our office number. That number is 706-692-7209.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being here. You have a great testimony. You're doing a lot of great work here in Jasper, and we appreciate that. Well, now I'm going to take it back to Hannah, or actually pass the mic over to Hannah. She also has someone very interesting here in this community to talk with. So, Hannah, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Bree, and that's a wonderful organization. I think it's helping a lot of children in Pickens County. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Now I'm going to bring on Mary Russell, and you're very recognizable here in Pickens County, but she is with the Sharp Top Mountain Arts Association. Now, first of all, tell us a little bit about Sharp Top Arts and how it all got started.
Well, Sharp Top Arts is a center for local artists who can come show their work and also take classes. And then the center began back in 1980, but it's in a building house that was built in 1935. So we have a long history here of arts in our community for the local artist. And the building is now under historical renovation, and we're hoping to get a plaque on it that says it's a historical building. It was the Women's Center. And here it was built by the WPA. And then Tom Quinton came in, and he started Sharp Tops Art Association, and that's why the building is named for him. And we have his picture hanging in there. But it's all centered around our local artists and how that they can be benefited and how they can show their work and feel good about themselves. Now, we have some shows coming up. Would you like to hear about those also? We have a summer series coming up. It's 3 special shows. The first one starts on July the 5th, and it's from 6 to 8 is the opening reception. It's Julia Vett. Now, Julia began her career as a second career. She had retired and went back to school in 1994 for her Master's of Art. And she does sculpture, and we're going to see a collection of her paintings and her sculpture work. In fact, she did the head bust for Governor Zell Miller. So that she's very talented. She's also talented in her poetry, so for 30 minutes we enjoy her poetry reading at the reception. And then we have one that's going to feature the Big Canoe artist, and that starts immediately after that. I believe that's on July the 12th, and it will run for 2 weeks. And the Big Canoe artists come in with a wealth of media, from 3D to 2D, just everything imaginable will come in. And Alan Gibson, who's a local artist here in the area, in more or less in writing, for he has a soapbox opera that he writes for out in Hollywood, and he'll fly to Hollywood and come back, and he's going to give a reading for us on that reception. Then our local group is called MAGS. The Mountain Art Group has just formed out of Sharp Top. It's all of us local artists here in Jasper, and we're coming together for a show the last 2 weeks of that series, and it'll be the end of July and into the 1st of August. There's about 20 some odd artists that will be in that group, and they will come together. Alan Gibson will be back for the opening reception and give us another reading for 30 minutes, okay?
So now, how did you get involved in Sharp Top Mountain Arts? I know that art is something that's very important to you, but how did you personally get involved?
When I first moved here, Don and I divided up the territories and said what we would be involved in, Don, my husband. And I said, well, I want to be involved in the art group. So I went over and joined Sharp Top Art Center, and so that's been about 11 years ago. And I've stayed connected with them in a way since then. And now I'm the president of the board. So it's been a long career, so to speak.
Well, very good. And we know that Dawn is very active in the thrift store here in Jasper. Now, how do people get in touch with you or the Art Center if they'd like to find out more information?
Yes, we have a phone number. It's 706-692-0101. And you can call there, and we're manned our phones 24 hours, and so you will get a call back within that length of time. Or you can just stop by the center on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and we have a docent there from 12 to 4. And come in and look around.
Well, very good. I know it's a beautiful center, just the building itself, but also a lot of beautiful artwork that's in there. Thank you so much for stopping by and telling us a little bit about Sharp Top Mountain Arts Association. We wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Right. We're going to throw back to Cherie.
Welcome to North Georgia Now today, where I am just glistening in the warm, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, perfect day. I am joined by my friends from Coca-Cola and my dearest friend, Miss Hazel Mosley and Maxine Moore. Now, when my mom passed away from cancer, these two ladies stepped in and became, now, you've given me guidance, you've given me advice, and you've never steered me wrong. And I thank you so much for being here today. And Maxine, you are the staple. You make Jasper happen. When you need something done, you call one of us, who calls the other one of us, who calls the other one of us, and all of a sudden things begin to happen, don't they?
You're right.
We're going to have a car show this Saturday.
Right.
You started that. You called me. I called Regina Camp. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There you go.
But Donnie Fowler was actually the
Donnie
instigator
Fowler,
of this.
Donnie Fowler remembers me when I was skinny. Dadgum, I'm glad you brought that up. Donnie remembers I was a hottie.
Donnie's the one that really got us going on this.
He is amazing. He and his wife Betty have worked endless
Right.
hours. And we have to say there are some beautiful antique cars here today. They are part of what will happen in downtown Jasper on Saturday. We will have 120, 140 cars.
I hope.
It's a wonderful day.
If
Yeah,
the weather's permitting.
it's a wonderful day. We're going to be giving away some T-shirts with the Jasper car show on it. We're going to talk to you about it. We asked a question earlier. Miss Hazel Mosley, she is a bailiff. She is city council person. She is also the mayor pro tem, and someone knew the answer, so they won a prize. We've been playing trivia. We've given away a lot of stuff. We still have a lot to give away. The one thing we want to give away is some great advice. Come to Jasper, Georgia for a vacation. What do you think of that, Miss Hazel?
Oh, I think it'd be
Hold your
wonderful.
mic up, sweetheart. Hold your mic up.
I think it would be wonderful.
It's
You'll
a
love
wonderful
Jasper.
place, yes.
If you don't live here, we'd love to have you.
We'd love to have you come and visit us and come and hang out for a few days. We have wonderful hotels. We have great places to visit. We have wonderful restaurants. And we are the first mountain city.
We are, and we'll take your money.
That's right. Oh, I can't believe she said that. We will feed you. We will feed you. We will bed you. We will put you up in a nice hotel, and we will, people can come and spend all day in downtown Jasper, couldn't they?
Absolutely.
They could go to the old jail and visit. They could go to the restaurants. They could go to the Woodbridge Inn. And the cool thing now, the Woodbridge Inn, you can't drive over it, but it's a wonderful walk and a wonderful place to do photography.
Right.
So it's just a great place, and we are so pleased to be here in your hometown. Actually, you lived in Tate, didn't you?
I did.
You lived in Tate, and you moved to town about
1945.
Yeah, about 63 years ago, you moved to the city. And the city's changed a lot now, hasn't it?
It really has.
We have a wonderful mayor, Mayor Johnny Weaver, who's on vacation this week. He couldn't be here. But we do have, I think our Commissioner Robert Jones was here. I saw him earlier.
You said she was the mayor.
She's the mayor pro tem.
Okay.
I'm the mayor when he's out of town.
Well, you're the mayor today,
That's
then.
right. So that's why she's here
Exactly.
today. That's right. And we have to say, Miss Hazel has lived a very full life doing. You've always been involved in so much. You've always done that. And one of your favorite jobs now is to be Judge Harry Dawson's bailiff.
Right.
You love that, don't you?
I love it.
He is a wonderful, wonderful man, and it's one of those things. We are very fortunate to have grown enough that we now have 3 judges full-time.
And we're going to have one more.
Right. We're about to get our 4th judge. So we are a moving, happening place. And we welcome you to Jasper. We want you to come and hang out with us. We want you to spend time here. We want you to buy a piece of property here and become our neighbor and learn. You moved in one of the new developments.
Right.
We are about the old timers, you and me and you and the new timers, Bill. You've only been here 11 years.
Well, you said old timer, not me.
Well, I am an old timer, and I can't help it. So, yes, this gray hair is real. Yes, it is. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here today. We're going to bring on Melton Campbell. We're going to bring on your family. We're going to start with some music. We want you to enjoy this. We want you to enjoy the day. There's so much food here to eat. If you're sitting at home and you're close enough to drive in, we're going to have Judge Harry Doss here in just a little bit. This is going to be a day to remember. It is my homecoming, it is your homecoming, and we were welcomed by our Mayor Pro Tem, Miss Hazel Mosley, and my buddy, Miss Maxine Moore. Now, right now, we're going to give away a clock that you brought. It's absolutely beautiful from Moore Furniture.
All right.
And I have to say, the reason I am glistening and not sweating is because Moore Furniture had the good sense to bring us some fans.
Right.
So thank you very much. Now we're going to take a break and go back to the weather. And when we come back, we're going to be joined by some singing, and you're going to enjoy this day. So stay with us, guys. Somebody. Welcome back to North Georgia Now Today. Now today is about my hometown, your hometown, Jasper, Georgia. Our hometown is full of good cooks, full of great food, and full of wonderful musicians. Diane Green began her career singing with Mike Holcomb 100 years ago. Okay, that's all I'm saying about that. That's all I'm saying about that. And Penny Green now sings with the Chuck Wagon Gang. And Melton Campbell, you know, honey, that is the gorgeous one who sings with the Inspirations. We have been joined by Barry Scott. He is local, born and bred, the best in bluegrass music today. But a special gift today to you from me. We brought Arlene from Cartersville. This family, the Cornett family, that's what music is all about. So Bill's mom and his Aunt Arlene are going to sing for you now. And when we finish with them, then we've got this new trio here. Honey, it was a duo 20 minutes ago. Now it's a trio. Y'all, we're going to have the best music and the best food in the world. We are live from my hometown, Jasper, Georgia. Now, Bill, let's see what y'all can do for us. Speaking of harmony, years ago, a young lady named Diane Green harmonized and joined a man named Mike Holcomb, and the name of your group was what? Deliverance. I never get it right. Deliverance reminds me of a bad movie. So, Deliverance.
She got my number. She's hot today.
Deliverance. You and Mike Holcomb formed one of the best groups ever to come out of this mountains. It was awesome. It was awesome to hear your family also, your sister Faye, your sister Mildred. Y'all sang at my husband's funeral. It was a wonderful day for my family because that's what he would have wanted. That's what he would have wanted, and I can't tell you how much your friendship means to me. So now we are going to, right now, you're going to get here the first time ever, a trio. Penny Green from the Chuck Wagon Gang, Barry Scott from Barry Scott and Second Wind, and Melton Campbell from the Inspirations. They're going to step over to the piano and they're going to now sing for you. And I promise you, I have no idea what they've chosen, but you will love it. I have no idea what they've chosen.
I'm kind of homesick for a country to which I've never been before. No sad goodbye. For time won't I'm looking out across that river to where my faith shall end in sight. There's just a few more days to labor, then I will take my heavenly flight. Build a land I'm longing for you, and someday on the upstand, there my home shall be eternal. Build a land, sweet Beulah. Build a land, sweet
Wow. Yay. Okay, hang tight. Barry, honey, can you do me a favor? Can y'all do a quick happy birthday because we're about to go into the birthdays?
Okay, like
Yeah,
right now.
go, sir.
Right now. Go. You ready for who? Just
Anybody. Everybody.
God bless you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to
Yay! Now, Charlene, can we go over some birthdays? And I have to say, yesterday we didn't do birthdays. We wanted to have everybody for a special birthday. And if you have a birthday and you're not here with us, shame, because we're going to be giving away your birthday cake. Now, whose birthdays?
We've got Brandon Bennett. He's an ETC employee, June the 25th. Got a little message, says, old he from Karen. Janet McVeigh, June the 25th, 39.
39. Do you think she's really 39 or like Angela?
might be holding.
29 and holding. Yeah.
Harold Smith, entered by his cousin Evelyn Logan, June the 25th, 68 years old.
68. He's older than me. He's not quite old enough for me, though.
Oh, that's right, them older
I
men.
like the older men, yeah.
Russ Hoke is an ETC employee, June the 25th. Happy birthday. Evelyn Logan, June the 26th, 68 years old. Happy birthday. And Frances Chapman, June the 25th,
And we have
85.
to say, Miss Frances is downtown Jasper, been here forever. I love her. I adore her. She is right over on the corner, and she is celebrating her 85th birthday today. So happy birthday to you. Now, we're going to give away a cake from Deb's Bakery. So what question could we ask about what is, on Heart of the Home, who makes the pound cake that I love the most? And I talk about it all the time, and I will tell you, her name is Marcel Ledbetter. Okay, we've got two winners. You get a cake and you get a cake. There you go. Okay, Marcel Ledbetter pound cake. You get a cake from Deb's Bakery. Now, Deb's Bakery and so many other places have made today possible. I'm going to be joined. Can we find Bubba? Can we go get Bubba? I need Bubba to be sitting here by me because this is possible. Betty, bring me those goodies. Everybody's showing up with goodies. We have a gift card now. I don't know how many of y'all know about Hinton, Georgia, but Hinton, Georgia is like the most beautiful little farming community. And there's a place out there called the 74 Ranch. And if you would like to stay there, this is 30% off one night. So we're going to give this away with one of their t-shirts. The question would be, who owns the 74 Ranch? And she is on television in Atlanta on WSBB. Pam Martin, there you go, Pam Martin. Okay, well, I'm going to do one now, and you can go over there and do it. Okay, we're going to give away, if you know Cherie Martin's favorite gospel group, who is my absolute favorite, The Inspirations. Okay, how are we going to decide on that? Okay, t-shirts. Do the t-shirts. Okay, raise your hand if you knew my favorite gospel group. Everybody knows my favorite gospel group might be The Inspirations. Yay, The Inspirations. Where is Bubba? Where is Bubba? Come on, Bubba, let's go. Now, Charlene, right now, we're gonna have a trivia question. If you know, on Heart of the Home, I love to cook and I use a certain mayonnaise. What mayonnaise do I use?
Everybody knows that.
Blue plate, okay. 1, 2, 3.
Bill
Do we
Bubba.
have 4? Okay, one over there. Okay, we have got bags of groceries that have blue plate, white lily flour, sugar, and some of my favorite things.
Chow chow.
Chow chow.
Pickled okra.
Betty, come here. Get me one of these bags of groceries.
Oh, 2 gifts over here.
Okay, here.
Oh,
Okay, don't get it in that stuff. Here.
okay.
And don't block the camera. Don't you know nothing about live TV? Show us what's in the bag.
Don't beat up on the
Okay,
host
you've
now.
got. You're gonna get my cookbook. This is the Habitat for Humanity cookbook that actually is why Heart of the Home is on TV today.
Well, you were going to get free coupons for...
We already gave those away. We gave those away earlier.
Well, here they are.
They're in the
No, we
bag.
gave some away.
Well, I was going to keep these.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Okay, chow chow. We had a canning special last week and we talked about canning. Honey, I told you, all you got to do is walk in the Blue Star and buy it. You don't have to can. You can get pickled okra.
That's
Hans
right.
Rupert, where are you when we need you? You don't have to can, girls. You can go to the Blue Star.
And 2 kinds of jelly and apple butter.
Peach
Yeah.
preserves. Now that's so much easier than picking those peaches.
We even have 5 pounds of sugar.
We have 5 pounds of sugar and 5 pounds of flour. These are all compliments of the Blue Star grocery store, Galaxy Foods, here in Jasper.
Yeah, but whose favorite flour is this?
White lily flower, Cherie Martin. There you go. So y'all, we've got 2 winners over here and 2 down there and 1 over here. We've got 4 bags of groceries and then we're gonna give the other one a gift card. They can go buy their own groceries.
This guy in
Uh-huh.
the back over there got
Yep, Deb here. Deb from Annie's Restaurant, she gets a gift card from the Blue Star.
Well, I'm going to have to walk
Down that
in front
way.
of the camera again.
She's got, welcome to live TV. This is so funny. Okay, here's y'all's gift card from the Blue Star. Deb, did you get yours? Here, come here.
Courtney will come. Come here, Bubblette.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Y'all, this is what live tea is about. You just go with the flow. So, now.
She never lived that down.
Listen. Okay, did we get everybody covered down there? Okay, are we missing a gift down there? Okay, what have we got left? Betty said we had some more.
Right there is the bag.
A grocery bag? Okay, can you get it? And is there one more over here?
Yes.
Can you get that?
Oh
Okay.
man, look what's here.
I see that. Bubba, come here. Bubba,
want
come
him
over
over
here and sit
here.
by me. Okay, there you go. Lucy, here you can take a
He's
CD
gonna sit
down
right
there too. You can give the other one 2 CDs. Okay.
Wow.
Now, Bubba, sit down, boy. Now, y'all, where's that handheld mic? Have we got a handheld mic we can have back? Can I have that? Okay, here we go. Bubba, get that handheld mic. Now, son, this is William Latimer, who calls himself Bubba. What a joke. I'm more of a Bubba than he is. Bubba, you ain't no Bubba, but you are one heck of a barbecue cook. You are one heck of a barbecue cook. And I have to say, we are in First Mountain City. You were smart enough to come here and open a restaurant. Appalachian Technical College is right over in the corner. Do you cater for them sometimes?
Yes, we
you
do.
do.
Yes,
You
we
do.
do.
We're going to give away this backpack from Appalachian Technical College to the person who knows where is Bubba's restaurant. Tell me where Bubba's restaurant is. Highway 53. There you go. There you go. Yay! Okay. Now, Bubba is, you took over the old Annie's building.
Yes.
When people told you it wouldn't work, and you said,
Nah.
watch me.
There you
Watch
go. There
me.
you go.
And I do rag you a lot. You do not look like a Bubba.
I tell everybody I'm 200 pounds too light, 2 foot too short, and 20 years too young.
That's right. That's right. But you do know how to make the best Southern barbecue I ever put in my mouth, and
Well,
you
thank
have
you.
championships to prove it.
Yes, I do.
Well, I love your barbecue. I love the idea that you came to Jasper. You do a lot of traveling.
Quite a bit, yes.
You do a lot of traveling,
Mhm.
and I understand you competed a couple of weeks ago and came in second.
We were in Tryon, North Carolina for the Blue Ridge Barbecue Festival.
Who in the Dickens beat you?
Tuffy Stone, a Cool Smoke out of Virginia.
Well, he has a lot of nerve.
I tell you.
He must have
We'll
been
take
good.
care of that.
He
We'll
must
take
have
care of
been
that.
good. Well, today we are coming to you from downtown Jasper, Georgia. It is our hometown, your hometown, Diane's hometown. We love welcoming you. We love telling you about this place. We have so many places to share with you. Annie's Barbecue, Three Sisters, Savour, Daylight Donuts, which is a new business. And we're going to give away a dozen donuts to the first person who can tell me what is Annie's real name. Diane. Diane, there you go. She's not really an Annie after all.
Girls work for her.
She's a Diane Shelton. Diane and Greg Shelton left that little building, and everybody told them it wouldn't work, that if they left that tiny building, they would never make it. Well, they made it, and now you have made it too.
It's, well, you know, it's a nice little building to get into, and you can make a comfortable, cozy environment.
Right, right. And you have been, it's a great location.
Yes,
it's
it
a great
is.
location.
Mhm.
It's easy off the interstate.
Yes.
Right at Highway 53. Now, Bubba, are we going to get to eat this meat?
I figured I might bring some goodies out here for everybody
I
to
figured
try.
that would be good. Can we get some plates and forks, and can we see if this is going to be good? I've had it. I love it. I know what you do. I know that you take pride in. This is your recipe.
This is all my stuff. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm just a backyard cook.
Yep. Do you do a rub? Do you do the traditional?
We do you know, traditional rubs. We mix them up at the restaurant. You know, we make our sauces. We have three different types of sauce. We do a sweet sauce, a hot and spicy, and a mustard sauce.
And when you started this, did you think you'd do the volume you're doing?
No.
How much catering can you do?
I can, out of our little place, we can actually do quite a bit. The most we've done at one time is for 900 people.
900 people
Wow.
for lunch. Now that's
900
a pretty
lucky
big,
people.
900 lucky people. That's a pretty good lunch.
That
So
it
if folks are watching and they need to get in touch with you, give me your phone number.
We are at 1976 Highway 53 West, and our number is 706-692-7929.
Now, son, if you'd have come to town sooner, you could have seen me get out of bed in the morning and many days walk across the street to my office in my pajamas. Because I lived on the corner where Bojangles was. My office was on the corner where Wendy's is. And quite often, early in the morning, I would get a phone call from a driver and I would need a com check, which happened to be at the office across the street. And I'd say, well, there's no traffic out here and nobody's here. JS, I'm going to run across the street. And many mornings, I ran across the street in my pajamas. Now, Bubba, if I did that today, how many people would take pictures?
You might be in a little trouble if you I won't say anything.
Boy, has this area changed.
Yes,
Has this
yes.
area changed. Our children were raised on that corner. We lived on that corner for 25 years. We had the best neighbors in the world, Bill and Golda B. Davis. Now, you can't get better neighbors than I had. But I moved to the country, and guess what? I got good neighbors again. I got Randy and Paula Walker. So it is just amazing. Now I see a vulture standing over here looking at this barbecue. Betty is going to pass this out, and Miss Jen has got plates. Now, Bubba, people will be fighting for this. It is awesome. Just sit it on a table where it won't leak and drain. If y'all are sitting at home and you haven't come to join us, come and join us. We still have lots of food. We have more music coming along. We have, now let me show you something, Bubba. I know you sell cakes at your place, and I know where they come from, and honey, I know how good they are. But I have a Jeanette Lawson chocolate pound cake. And let me tell you something. The people who work for me occasionally were late. But the day after JS passed away, Jeanette Lawson walked in my office with one of those, You know, the next morning everybody was on time. You know what they said? We came to have cake for breakfast. You know, life is short,
Yes.
eat dessert first. Life is short, eat dessert first. This is Jeanette Lawson. She and Dub have been our friends for 40 some odd years. They remember when I was skinny too. This will not make you skinny. This is the best chocolate pound cake you ever put in your mouth. So, there you go. Thank you, Jeanette Lawson. Thank you for sending the beautiful antique cars over here. What a wonderful day. It's getting warm.
Yes, it is.
We are glistening just a little bit, but not bad. It's not bad. It is a very, very pleasant day.
We're still in the shade.
We're still in the
lucky.
shade. We're in the shade. Bubba, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing us what you brought us. Then we're going to take a break and go back and check out the weather again. I can tell you, getting warm, but very pleasant still. We're going to come back and we're going to enjoy some more music. Floyd Scott is here. We're going to have him come on and sing a little bit. And then the Grand Poopah, Barry Scott, will sing When Eagles Fly, I'll Be Coming Home to You, a song that he wrote for his family
And I'll be
many
sitting
years
here
ago.
crying like I was a
and
few
we will
minutes
be
ago.
sitting here crying. So we will be the ladies with our makeup running down our face. We're going to go back to the weather. When we come back, we're going to be having more music, more food, and more fun from Jasper, Georgia. No,
No.
picture.
Picture. Oh.
I'm I'm glistening. I'm really beginning to sweat, y'all, but it is great out here. Roger Futch has joined us. Now, you are responsible for me being here, and you are responsible for this happening because you said go for it, and we went for it. What you think?
So you think you're mad at me over it?
I love you, Roger. I love you. You made my life the best it's ever been, and I thank you every day.
Well, you're doing a good job, Cherie, and we're
love
proud.
my job.
And I'm proud we're doing something live in downtown Jasper
It
today.
is wonderful. This is a wonderful town with wonderful people, and you know the saying, if we ain't eating, we ain't meeting.
Yeah.
Honey, we've been eating today.
Is that right?
Today,
Good
yes.
place to eat, right?
And we have to say, on July the 10th, we are going live again to R&A Orchard.
That's correct.
I went out there and took a live tour of the trees and the beautiful tomato plants and the cucumbers coming in. It was an awesome, awesome day, and I can't wait to share that with folks.
Well, you know, ETC is my life, but I've also got a life at R&A, so
That's
quite special that we're going to have you out at R&A that day.
ETC is my favorite part of my life because I said I have been so lucky. I've met some of the most wonderful people, and they come to see you, they call, they check in on us. It is wonderful. ETC is like a wonderful family.
I think so. We
It's
got
a wonderful family.
great employees. It takes, you know, you're talking about pulling all this off, but it takes a lot of behind-the-scenes effort.
Absolutely.
While y'all been on there, I've been working with another group of employees. We had a problem that you're not even aware of behind the scenes.
I did not know.
So, but we've got all that resolved and everything, you know. So a lot of people's working as we speak to make sure that we're on the air and that we're delivering the signal to the customer and all those things. So,
You know, we have to tell folks, we decided late yesterday that this show today will be our 4th of July show.
That's correct.
So next Friday, you will be able to, we will re-air this show. It will be not live, it will be pre-recorded, but we have Judge Harry Doss joining us. We have some of the best musicians in North Georgia. We have some of the best musicians in the world here with us today.
That's great.
And this is going to be our 4th of July special. I was willing to work that day, but Roger, we got a bunch of wussies that didn't want to work.
Well, you know, you're a little bit. I don't want you to take this wrong, but you're a little bit older than some of these young people behind the camera, and they may want a little time off that you don't.
I think they had a great idea to let's take the 4th of July off, but we will show this program again. It will be in its entirety, and it will be a great, you know, some people will be at the 4th of July celebration, some people will be at the pancake breakfast up in Epworth. People will be out and about, but it is a wonderful way to share us. Once again, Jasper will be coming into their homes next Friday, so this is going to be fun.
Absolutely, and I'd like to just say, you know, we appreciate all the people that tune in to this show and watch ETC3, and we appreciate all our customers, because without our customers, that takes
Wouldn't
all our
happen.
service. We could not do this.
That's right.
And all the employees that are out there working this morning that may not be able to watch this, I want to say how awesome a job they're doing and
Right.
what
And
it takes to put it all together.
This really is from the tiniest job, from the graphics to everything. We all have to come together. We all have to work together, and that's what makes this happen.
That's right.
And thank you so much for calling me that day after Thanksgiving, and thanks for bringing me
Well,
aboard.
I have to say, you know, you need a day off too, because
Roger, I don't take days off.
Cherie's not had a day off since this show started.
I don't take days off.
Maybe she'll have a good July the 4th.
I will have a great July 4th. I'm going to be jet skiing Lake Weiss. Look out, honey. Here I
Okay.
come.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Roger. Now, honey, we are going to go right now to Barry Scott and his family. They're going to be singing for us. His dad, Floyd, and his sister, Brenda. You will love this, and you will be blessed just like I will.
Old song for all you folks here and all you folks out there in TV land, and it's called Renfro Valley, Kentucky. Yeah. Oh, we got to get another mic here. They're coming with it right now.
Welcome to live TV, guys. There you go. Okay, we go. Brenda, there you go.
Better just go da da da. Okay. But I drifted far away. I've been back to see the old home and my friends of other days. Gone since the days of long ago. Others own the old plantation. I can call it home no more. Other voices sings the old song. Other children round the door. Other voices sings the old song. When the evening sun is low, mother sang in Renfro Valley in the days of long ago. Take me back to Renfro Valley when I'm free from earthly care. Lay me back by Dad and Mother. Let me sleep forever there. When it's springtime in the mountains and the dogwood blossoms blow, we'll be back in Renfro Valley as in the days of long ago. As in the days of long ago.
Welcome back to North Georgia Now Today. Now, yay! Barry Scott. Barry will be coming back and singing When the Eagle Flies. I'll be coming home to you. But right now, quickly, we've got to tell you about something going on in Jasper. James, hand me that handheld mic, please. James Thompson is an evangelist preacher here in Jasper. Gerald Young is the pastor of the Church of God over on Highway 53. And you are going to be having Bible school. Tell us about it.
Bible school. Caution, Jesus is coming. We kind of come up with that. Our vacation Bible school starts July the 6th, and it starts at 6:30 and runs till 9 o'clock. And our theme is a backyard theme, and we just like to see your kids there. You know, we'll feed them, we'll give them a little bit of knowledge about Jesus, and let them have a little fellowship, and you know, and turn them on to Jesus. And that's our whole goal at the Jasper Church of God. And I'm really blessed to be working with Gerald and the folks out there. But I got to tell you, you guys are the blessing. And ETC, let me tell y'all something. If y'all ever get any financial trouble, you call us, because I'll bail you out. But I ain't got much money I'll borrow from y'all, because it is awesome to be in a community to where we can go and hear gospel music, and people like myself can get on and say the word Jesus and say the word God and just feel joy. And this is awesome.
You got it. That is what
Cherie,
Jasper, Georgia is about.
Cherie, you are so wonderful. You know, your show is as much a church service as any church service I've ever been in,
and it has to stay that way.
It has to
stay that way.
And that's why I watch it. And y'all think, God, we need to get the microphone away from that guy. But you know, come check out our Bible study. You know, come check out our church. Gerald is a wonderful preacher.
He is.
And I've told this before, and I'm not trying to get more preaching time than him, but he is the most unselfish pastor I've ever been around.
He's awesome.
And so if you want to experience a little bit of God, come on out to Jasper Church of God.
And folks at the ETC family know about him because Gerald is part of ETC's community for many, many years.
Yes.
And when you left ETC, we were a little bit sad, but you are doing what you love the most, which is talking about Jesus Christ.
That's right.
And that's it, and that's your life. And thank you for welcoming James into your family of church, because it has been awesome. This community always gives back. Now, one of the people joining us today is part of Jasper's community. Jack Dunn is second generation Jasper Drugstore. We're going to go to Bree Tankersley right now, and we're going to let Jack tell us a little bit about downtown Jasper. And I'm going to show you, if I can get Kevin to do a close-up of this picture. This is downtown Jasper many, many years ago. And this is a picture we're going to give away in just a minute. This is how downtown Jasper looked many years ago. Today, we are vibrant, we are growing, we have some wonderful new buildings, we have places going on and things happening. And part of what's happening in Jasper are a lot of churches full of a lot of good Christians. So now let's go to Miss Bree Tankersley and see what is happening with Jack Dunn.
Well, thank you, Cherie. That's right. I am here with Jack Dunn, and we are having just a really good time. He's shared a lot of those photos, like the one similar that you're going to be giving away in just a little while. And I always love finding out about the history of town. So you've had some interesting stories. But just introduce yourself to our viewers and tell us where you work here in town.
I'm Jack Dunn. I'm the owner of Jasper Drugstore. My father started the business in 1952, and we've been here in Jasper since that time. Since that time, I've become friends with a lot of people around the town and just become a historical person, because I got a lot of pictures, and we had a photo lab, and people started dropping off pictures, and so that's where I've got all my pictures. But we have some pictures to show to you today.
And hopefully Roger can get a shot here. These are very interesting.
This is one of the old drugstores that was probably one of the first drugstores. Actually, there was one before this one, but this was in 1946. This was J.S. Darnell, Peaches Rackley, and Lee Sosby. This is where the nail shop is in Jasper. In fact, if you're here at this restaurant and walk back to the west, you would walk right into it. So it was 2,000 square feet, but this is where the first drugstore was. Just if you look at that, you can see a lot of all old qualities. It's just an amazing picture. The next one I have is something that a lot of people really haven't seen that much of, is a picture of the old courthouse. From 47 to 49, our courthouse was burnt down, and in October the 22nd of 1949, the last marble was laid on that courthouse, and it was just amazing to me to see the people in that town that drove up, and it was just amazing again. But it's a beautiful picture, and we have a lot of people don't know what this is. Here is a picture that's a little bit bigger that I've got that was downtown Jasper. And this is pretty big, but you can see the courthouse. This was back in the early 40s, downtown Jasper Banking Company I'm talking about. I've got some literature on that where they remodeled on August the 12th of 1949, and I've got some pictures of that. But it's just amazing some of these picture qualities that I have of people bringing stuff to the store. The last picture I have is a picture of Roper Clinic, and March of, a little bit later than that, they remodeled Roper Clinic, and this is one of the tables that they did surgery on and what have you. There was 40 rooms. They enlarged it to 40 rooms. They had 2 for pediatrics, 1 for surgery, and then the rest of the rooms were for people to stay if they had some illness. But that's just a little bit about what I have.
All right, and you have a whole book, a whole collection there of photos. And tell us a little bit about, I know you were sharing an interesting story with me earlier. Tell us a little bit about that.
Our forefathers in Pickens County started Jasper really on the road map. From the best that I can tell, and I'm a lot younger than some people, but they met at the Lennon Hotel in March the 21st of 94. The Jasper Lions Club, the Jasper Women's Club at that time, and it wasn't a botanical garden, but it was a botanical flower group that started and got together with the civic groups, the county officials, the city officials. WSB had a tournament, if you will, statewide. And Jasper Lion Club heard about this, and they got together and had a meeting. And from that meeting, they had paintbrushes. They just did a lot of work. They even painted some of the houses to beautify the city. It was called Better Homes Contest. From that, we have now what we call the 4th of July. It was called the Jubilee then, if you will. WSB had a Jubilee band that came up and actually played in that event. They developed the Halloween carnival, the spelling bee contest, a swimming contest, so on and so forth. And it was just amazing what kind of leadership they had in that time, and developed our city.
Okay, well, if people in this area would like to see more photos, you said you did have some in the drugstore that they could come in. They're also giving one away here shortly, I believe Cherie said.
Correct.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I have a feeling she's probably going to have you on again later because you have just a lot of information and great stories that we'd like to share. But thank you so much.
I appreciate you asking.
Well, thank you for being here. And now we're going to turn our attention over to Hannah. She's going to step in here. I believe you have someone that's local in this community also that has a business that's going to talk a little bit about that. So I'll turn it over to you now.
Well, thank you, Bree. And now Amber is not exactly local yet, but she's been here for a little while. 3 years. Now, you might have recognized her before. I said, you look so familiar. You are actually a star in Little Abner with the Tater Patch Players. Now, she's here today. First of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to the area.
Well, I'm 24 years old, originally from Indiana, northern Indiana, and my husband is from this area. So I eventually moved here, and I've been here for about 3 years now.
So what's the biggest difference living here than Indiana?
Well, all the roads in Indiana are flat, and the biggest hill that you can find in Indiana is probably our landfill. So, yeah, it's very, very flat and straight roads, and it's a big difference here.
Now, you are here, you're working with a relatively new restaurant, the Three Sisters. Tell us about the restaurant and how it all got started.
Well, Three Sisters opened November 10th, so we've been open a little over 7 months now. 3 good friends locally here in Jasper all got together and decided to open it together. The name originally came from the Three Sisters mountain range in Australia. They've seen the mountain range, and there's a picture of it in the restaurant, and that's kind of how they based it. However, we've seen that there's a Three Sisters winery, there's a Three Sisters something somewhere else, so no connection, but it is a pretty popular name. But they got together and kind of came up with the concept and hired me to go ahead and manage for them.
Well, tell us a little bit about the restaurant. I know that you guys have some interesting aspects of the restaurant, but tell us like your menu and then some of the things that you guys offer for your customers.
Well, we do, our lunch menu is soups, salads, sandwiches, very popular Three Sister salad, Three Sister sandwiches, things like that. We have a pastry chef, Joe Primavera, that does all of our pastries for us, originally from New York, so he does a really good job getting everything in there for us. That's a great job. We also have a Peruvian chef that does a dinner special for us each night. He usually does about 2 dinner specials a night, plus we have gourmet hot dogs and Angus burgers, and our lunch menu's available. So it's a little bit of taste of everything, or you can just come in and have coffee and dessert. We have really big desserts, so a lot of times people just try to do that. Right. So that works out well. And we do live entertainment, usually Friday and Saturday nights, and we're going to start an open mic night Thursday nights in about 3 weeks.
So has that been a successful thing, having people, are they local artists that come in and sing, or is it just people all over the place?
They are local. We've had everybody. We've John Sosby, Bill Pound. We've got Nate Morgan playing for us now. A band called The Instructors does an acoustic set for us. So just different things, and we try to flip it around and get new people in all the time. So.
Well, what about the 4th of July? We know that's coming up next week. Is there anything special that you guys are going to be doing?
Actually, all the owners are going to be out of town the 4th of July. So we've actually decided to close for the 4th of July and kind of join in on all the festivities that are going on without the town. So.
Now tell us where you're located. I think we can actually get a shot of Three Sisters from here, but tell people if they're not familiar with your restaurant how they can get in touch with you guys.
Well, it's actually right across from the courthouse where the old Crow's Nest used to be located. Completely different look on the inside. People don't really recognize it now, but 61 North Main Street. So it's in a good location, and most people can find it if you just come right down to Main Street.
And you guys are staying busy, so that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, and it's nice to see that we have a star here with us today with the Tater Patch Players, but thank you very much. All right, well, that's all the news that we have for right now. I will see you on next week's show at the top of every hour. Until then, I'm Hannah Baker. Back to you, Cherie.
Welcome back to North Georgia Now Today. Today we are live from Jasper, Georgia. I grew up in Atlanta, but honey, I got here as fast as I could. Charlene, darling.
I'll let you look at what being a co-host has turned into.
I love it.
We want to keep her happy,
but
though.
We have to say United Community Bank from the Jasper branch. My sister-in-law Cherie works there. They brought us a umbrella, and I think that's pretty cool. I needed that. We also have a gift card now we're going to give away to the Three Sisters. You just heard about them. You know they're local. You know they're located right here on the corner. They're in a wonderful historic building in Jasper. They
And
have
the
great
food
food.
is great.
They have, if you like rich men, rich chocolate, and rich coffee, I can tell you where to find it. So we're going to be doing a drawing and giving that away. And I have to do a little publicity. Nail Dynasty, we're going to give away a $10 gift card. Finish Line Barber and Beauty Shop, a free haircut. Quiznos, love Quiznos sandwiches. We're going to give that away. Great Clips, they are giving away free hair. I mean, it is amazing, the folks who are coming together to help us. A Guy with a Wrench, an air conditioning service up to a $50 value. You know, right now, guys, you got to get your air conditioning serviced. It's so important. Pueblo Grill, one of my favorite places, a combo free. Another Pueblo Grill combo free. Now, goodness gracious, so much and so many people coming together to help us out.
Everybody from the community.
Hollywood FX Hair Studio, and anybody who knows me knows that I get my hair done at a certain place here in Jasper. If you know who does my hair, you will win a gift certificate to Three Sisters. There you go, first one to say it right there.
And when she sees us on TV today,
and when she
I
sees
see
our hair today, we're in big trouble. Another gift certificate from Lexus Nails. And we have $25 gift certificates. These people do uniforms, don't they?
Yes,
And aprons.
yes.
Out on Highway 5, not too far from Annie's. This is 2122 Talking Rock Road. They have nursing uniforms, scrubs and clogs, Giroux's aprons. We have, you know, we've got $75 worth of gift certificates from them. I can't say thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Highlands Meat Market, does that mean somebody cooks? Highlands Meat Market, you're going to get $25 worth of meat. And if you are here today, live in our audience, your name will be put in a drawing for a piece of jewelry from the Elite Jewelry Store. Honey, if you know me, you know I love jewelry. We have ruby pierced earrings that we're going to be giving away, and all you have to do is be here, be live, and at 11, right before we go off the air, we're going to put your name in the drawing. So if you are sitting at home, if you're in an office in downtown Jasper, come by and get your name in the drawing. You must be present to win this one. Yes. So put your name in the drawing, and at 2 minutes to 11, we're going to have a drawing. Now, we have been joined by Superior Court Judge Harry Doss, who will end our show today with a presentation we're going to talk about Independence Day and what being in America and being independent means to all of us. So you're going to hang tight with us for a little bit. We're going to bring Barry Scott on shortly. Somebody round up Barry Scott. He's going to be singing, I love having you here. I love being here. It is so good to be home.
Yes, it is.
It is so good to be home. And now we have one more CD to give away. And I need a question that, what was I doing the weekend that Roger Futch called me and hired me to work with ETC? Where was I? What was I doing? Thanksgiving Thunder. Thanksgiving Thunder. There you go. I was with my family in a motorhome up to my knees in mud and crud and dirt. And he called and said, Cherie, I have an idea. It looks to me like the idea worked.
Yes, it does.
It looks to me like the idea worked.
And it looks like Jasper loves you.
This has been 6 months this has been the best 6 months of my life. Yes. And I thank each and every one of you for being here. Now we're going to give something away. Hans Rufert and I have quickly become good buddies. We love to cook, but Hans took something. If you live in Pickens County and you know Scarecorn Road, you know our family, the Martin and Harris family. This is a cabin that should have been on the historical registry. It has fallen to the ground. My mom painted this picture 2 months before she died of cancer.
Wow.
I took a photograph of it, and Mother painted this for my husband. It was his Father's Day gift the year that he passed away. Hans made copies of this, and we're going to give this away. Now, I need a really good question. I have a host at ETC who came to my farm years ago and did a show with me, and it was the Harris Farm Special, and then she came back to my house last year and we did a Christmas special, and I got so many calls, and whoever did the editing on this show was perfect, on the mark, absolutely the best. Do you know how it ended? With my husband looking over the mountains. Where were we looking over the mountains? In Alaska. So if you know the host who brought ETC to my farm and we did a wonderful show, then tell me her name and you will win this print. No? Lynn Weaver. Lynn Weaver. There you go. Lynn Weaver. Now we have one more to give away. Hand me this one, Charlene. This is another print that Hans Riefert did, and if you have photography that means a lot to you, or if you have something maybe your mom painted like my mom, I have the original to this, but I gave all my children a copy of it. This is Pickens County history at its best. Yes. At its best. Now, if you know what Lynn's dad does, you're going to win this one, because Lynn's dad is one of the few older men I cannot coerce to come on my show. So, if you know who's the first person, there you go. There you go. Okay. Now, we've got so many things to talk about. Barry Scott is going to sing for us now, and Barry is going to sing a song that he wrote about 18 years ago when he traveled on the road. It has been, Barry Scott. Yes, it has. Honey, you're not getting older, you're getting better. But we're gonna be joined by Barry and his family. One of my favorite Heart of the Homes is Barry Scott sitting on the porch at Harris Farm. Mm-hmm. He did When the Eagle Flies. Emails, cards, letters. You loved his performance. You loved that show. It was one of our best. So today, I'm bringing the best to town. Barry Scott's here, and we're going to hear him sing When the Eagle Flies, I'll Be Coming Home to You. Assisted by Cassie and Brenda, his sister.
And I don't think it was 18 years ago.
It was a long time.
My bags are packed, it's time to hit the highway. Gotta go and be a music man again. I can't believe our time has come and gone. My, how the time flies when you're home. My pickup truck's still sitting in the driveway, and I'm already missing the one I love. With a hug and kiss and prayer to the Lord to keep you, I'm back out on the road singing a song. And when the eagle flies, I'll be coming home again, where my heart is now and where it's always been. And though the miles separate us for a week or maybe two, when the eagle flies, I'll be coming home to you. The curtain's going down for the last show, and I'm thinking about my family back at home. I think I could keep from going crazy if I can just hear your sweet voice on the phone. It makes me wonder why I have to leave you, because without your family, life ain't worth a thing. All I know is God put me here for a reason, and He will bring me back to you on an eagle's wing. And when the eagle flies, I'll be coming home again, where my heart is now and where it's always been. And though the miles separate us for a week or maybe two, when the eagle flies, I'll be coming home to you. And when the eagle flies, I'll be coming home again, where my heart is now and where it's it's always been. And though the miles separate us for a week or maybe two, when the eagle flies, I'll be coming home to you. And when the eagle flies, I'll be coming home to you. When that old silver eagle flies, I'll be coming home to you.
Now, that boy is the best homegrown talent. He is amazing. He is amazing. Barry has a new CD out, and do you have some CDs available, Barry? We've got about 20 copies. Are they $15 each? If y'all want to hang out with him, buy a CD, let him autograph it for you. He is family. He is my friend. He is the best, and I appreciate him being here so much.
Thank you, Cherie.
He makes my job so easy
And
because
he has the most wonderful family. We love all of them.
He has a family that made his life possible, and it is so awesome. There's so many families here represented today. I thank you all for being here. I have to say a special hello to B.J. Tucker and to Sarah Mansfield, and I don't know if y'all read the article, but a couple of years ago, Sarah did an article about me. And it was in the Georgia 100 magazine, and it was Betty Estes gave me that article as a Christmas gift.
Well, how nice.
She said, I couldn't imagine what to buy you, so she had Sarah do an article, and it was an awesome article, and I appreciate it so much. Someday I am going to write a book. I am going to write a book, and be a lot of stuff included in it, but my life has been so blessed.
Is it going to be called From Morningside
From
to
Morningside to the other side. That's right. Now, right now, y'all, we've got some giveaways. We've got to come up with some good questions. I know that anybody who knows me, you know my likes, you know my dislikes. What is my idea, camping? The Holiday Inn is my idea, camping. Y'all didn't get that one right. I do not like camping. I do not like sweating, but this has been so much fun hanging out with y'all. We done them? No, we haven't done them. Okay, go give them out. You just go find them and just give them out. Y'all, she's going to be coming through the audience. She's going to be handing you gift cards. We've got so many people who helped us out today. Jasper Drugstore helped us out and brought us this wonderful photo of downtown Jasper. If you know who's the mayor of Jasper today? John Weaver. How about right over there, the red shirt hanging by the wall, right there. Okay, now, what is the name of Bill Siniard's group? What is the name of Bill Siniard's group? First Mountain City, Diane Green. There you go. Now, what have we got going on here? What have you got there?
Let's see, we've got from Happy Feet, receive half off any session by Valerie. So we've got several of those.
Okay.
And we've got some more from Golden Image Tanning Salon.
If you like to go to the tanning bed, I know a lady right over there. Martha, come here, honey, and get you one of these.
Get Dina.
Here, Martha, there you go. You know,
and look at her. She's one of our best advertisers.
She's one of the best commercials. There you go. There you go. And Dina, here, get you one, darling. There are so many businesses who made today possible. There are so many people who made today possible. Today is my homecoming. Now, we've got a question for y'all. If I had not taken my job at ETC, I was moving and I was leaving this area. I'd already made the arrangements to buy a bed and breakfast in another state away. Where is that state? Alaska. Okay, Alaska. What are we going to give them? Everybody knew the answer.
Well, we've got all this stuff.
What are we going to do? Okay. What are we going to do? How are we going to do this?
I don't know.
How are we going to do it? Everybody knows I would have left Jasper. And I would have moved to Alaska. So Roger Futch, thank you for saving my life.
And we're so glad that
What city in Alaska was I going to? Dadgummit, Homer, there you go. Homer, Alaska. If it had not been for Roger Futch, he saved me. And then the bodyguard came along and kind of protected me. So it's been a great trip. It's been a great trip. Now, the bodyguard's here. Now, let me ask y'all something.
We need him out here.
Who is NASCAR's greatest driver ever? And I talk about it all the time. Dale Earnhardt. Okay, Dale Earnhardt t-shirt. Okay, now, yeah, I see this, my camera boy. Okay, y'all, in this group over here, if I were going to have breakfast on Saturday morning, where would I have breakfast? Annie's. Annie's. And if I were going to have fruit and French toast, where would I have breakfast? The Carriage House, where I picked up. There you go. Now, you know, I am a creature of habit. And one of my favorite habits is hanging out with my friends. Right now, it's almost time to introduce one of my best friends, Judge Harry Doss. We're going to take a break. We're going to go to the weather. We're going to do a quick recap of the weather. When we come back, Judge Harry is going to talk to you about why Independence Day should be and is important to all of us. We are from small town America. We are very blessed to live here. I am very blessed to come on the air every day and play gospel music for you and have a preacher come and talk to you about revival and talk to you about the things that God provided for us and the United States of America, and God we trust. So when we come back from the weather break, you will get to hear Judge Harry, and you know, it's going to be awesome. This is the 4th of July coming up. This will be our 4th of July special. I can't tell you enough how much your thoughts and prayers have meant to making this program possible. So hang around, guys. We'll be right back, and Judge Harry will talk to us about the 4th of July. Welcome back to North Georgia Now Today. Today is my homecoming, my day to celebrate, my day what a great day. Yes. What an awesome day. We're joined by Robert Jones, the sole commissioner of Pickens County. We're also joined by Judge Harry Doss, Superior Court Judge. These are my friends, these are my family. This is what matters to me, and what matters most to me is being able to live in a country I can do whatever I want to that supports the Christian lifestyle. Yes. on TV, and this is what North Georgia is about. Right now, we're going to turn the program over to Judge Harry, and when he finishes, we're going to hang out with you more. We're going to give away some more stuff. We're going to share Jeanette Lawson's pound cake with you. It is going to be a great day for Jasper, Georgia. So, Judge Harry, here you go. Judge Harry Doss.
I think, but you hear the mandolin. I was telling the mandolin player when he's hitting the
Declaration
board with his pick.
of the
He kicks
13th
it off. We're
colony
getting a lot of pick noise
in
on
Congress,
that particular cut.
July 4th, 1776. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. With these words, the foundation of a great nation was laid. With these words, the course of freedom for what would become the United States of America was set. With these words, democracy would become a goal for millions around the world. With these words, 56 brave men committed treason. Yes, in signing the Declaration of Independence, 56 noble, brave men who were at that moment subjects of the King of England committed treason and stood to forfeit all, including their lives. History records, and most are familiar with the events that led to the drafting of the Declaration of Independence. The Second Continental Congress, meeting in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, formed a committee. John Adams of Massachusetts, Benjamin Franklin of Philadelphia, Thomas Jefferson of Virginia, Robert R. Livingston of New York, and Roger Sherman of Connecticut. The Committee of Five were to draft a suitable declaration. The committee decided that Jefferson would write the draft, which he showed to Franklin and Adams. Prior to deciding on Jefferson, both Adams and Franklin turned down the opportunity to draft the Declaration, citing that if they wrote it, people would read it with a biased eye. Franklin himself made at least 48 corrections, including changing the slogan, "Life, Liberty, and Property," to "Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Happiness." Jefferson then produced another draft which incorporated these changes, and the committee presented this version to the Continental Congress on June 28, 1776. On July 2nd, the Congress voted for independence by approving the resolution, 12 delegations voting in favor, while the New York delegation abstained. The New York delegation did not cast its vote for the resolution until July 9th. The full declaration was reworked somewhat in a general session of the Continental Congress. Then, Congress, meeting in Independence Hall in Philadelphia, finished revising Jefferson's draft statement on July 4th. It was approved and sent to a printer. At the signing, Benjamin Franklin is quoted as having replied to a comment by John Hancock that they must all hang together with, "Yes, we must indeed all hang together, or most assuredly we shall all hang separately." A play on words, indicating that failure to stay united and succeed would lead to each being tried and executed individually for treason. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Harry Doss, one of the 3 Superior Court judges for our Appalachian Judicial Circuit, which is made up of Fannin, Gilmer, and Pickens counties. I want to thank our hostess, Miss Cherie Martin, for inviting me to be with you this morning. I would like to thank my cherished dear friend, Miss Hazel Mosley, for being here in the audience today. And I also want to thank my dear friend, Lucy Van Dorn, for being here.
and for all of you who are here to celebrate the 4th of July. It is my great privilege to be speaking to you today from one of the original 13 states because of the events that transpired 232 years ago. Everyone within the sound of my voice, be it here in this room or listening to North Georgia Now today, is blessed to be living in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Please accept my sincere best wishes for a peaceful and joyous 4th of July. Now, many of you know that I am a student of history and Christianity. In the course of my studies, over more years than I will acknowledge, it has become my fervent belief that 232 years ago, Almighty God bestowed a great favor on the land that we know as the United States of America, and brought together a group of men that we, with great reverence, call our founding fathers. Each of you this morning is enjoying life in the greatest nation this world has ever known. You are entitled to do so because of the sacrifice of many through the course of many wars and conflicts. But have you ever wondered what happened to that small band of brothers in Philadelphia, our founding fathers, who stood together and boldly signed their names to the Declaration of Independence 232 years ago? If we were truthful, most of us would answer no. However, if you pause and recall the last line of the Declaration of Independence, you cannot help but feel extreme gratitude for those courageous 56 men who said, "And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." What kind of men were these 56 rebels who signed the Declaration of Independence on that 4th of July so long ago? 22 were lawyers. 9 were judges. 1 had been governor of Rhode Island. 18 of the signers were merchants or businessmen. 14 were farmers, and 4 were doctors. Although 2 had previously been clergymen, John Witherspoon of New Jersey was the only active clergyman at the time. I think it's interesting to note that he wore his vestments throughout the sessions of Congress that hot summer. These were men of means, interested in the well-being of their fellow countrymen. 42 had served in their state legislatures. They were well-educated men. 7 had attended Harvard University. 4 each had attended Yale University and William and Mary, and 3 had attended Princeton University. John Witherspoon was the president of Princeton, and George Wythe was a professor at William and Mary. 9 of the signers were immigrants. 2 were brothers, 2 were cousins, and 1, John Hart, was an orphan. They were slave owners and duelists, men who were good in business and men who were not. In short, in many ways, they were ordinary human beings, thrust into an extraordinary situation. They put their lives on the line to form the United States of America. 5 signers were captured by the British. 12 had their homes destroyed. 2 lost sons in the war, and 1 would have 2 sons captured by the British. 9 of the 56 fought and died from wounds or direct hardships during the war. Each signer has a story, and while time does not permit me to share them all, I want to share with you a few of the stories of those brave 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence. The signers of the Declaration, who represented the new 13 states, were from New Hampshire, Dr. Josiah Bartlett. Bartlett was a physician, and as a representative of the northernmost colony, he was the first to be asked his vote on the Declaration of Independence? He answered yes. Also from New Hampshire was William Whipple. In 1777, while Whipple was a member of Congress, he received the appointment of Brigadier General by the Assembly of New Hampshire. A skilled and resourceful officer, he participated in many key battles. He also lost one leg to artillery shelling. Matthew Thornton completed the trio of signers from New Hampshire. Massachusetts native son John Hancock was the president of the Continental Congress. We're all familiar with the phrase, sign your John Hancock, which means to sign your name. Hancock was the first signer of the Declaration of Independence, and it has been said that he signed with such strength and conviction so that no one can erase or doubt his signature. In promoting the liberties of his country, it has been reported that no one actually expended more wealth or was willing to make greater sacrifices than John Hancock. In 1775, an instance of his public spirit is recorded. At that time, the American army was besieging Boston to expel the British who occupied the city. To accomplish this objective, the entire destruction of the city of Boston was proposed by the American officers in charge of the siege. By the execution of such a plan, the whole fortune of John Hancock would have been sacrificed. Yet, Hancock immediately endorsed the measure, declaring his readiness to surrender his all whenever the liberties of his country should require it. Among those who signed the Declaration of Independence and were conspicuous in the Revolution, there were, of course, a great diversity of intellectual endowments. Not all rendered to their country in those perilous days the same important services. Each contributed his portion of influence. In the group of great men which adorned that era, few shone with more brilliancy or exercised a more powerful influence than the famed Samuel Adams of Massachusetts. Another Massachusetts signer was John Adams, who would become the second president of the United States. Adams recorded for all the spirit that prevailed in Philadelphia that first week of July, 1776, in a letter to his beloved wife, Abigail, on the 5th of July, 1776. Adams writing, "Yesterday, the greatest question was decided that was ever debated in America, and greater perhaps never was or will be decided among men. A resolution was passed without one dissenting colony that these United States are and of right ought to be free and independent states. The day passed. The 4th of July, 1776 will be a memorable epoch in the history of America. I am apt to believe it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as the day of deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to Almighty God. It ought to be solemnized with pomp, shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of the continent to the other. From this time forward, forever. You will think me transported with enthusiasm, but I am not. I am well aware of the toil and blood and treasure that it will cost to maintain this declaration and support and defend these states. Yet through all the gloom, I can see the rays of light and glory. I can see that the end is worth more than all the means, and that posterity will triumph, although you and I may rue, which I hope we shall not." Two more great founding fathers, Robert Treat Paine and Elbridge Gerry, were also delegates from Massachusetts. Stephen Hopkins and William Ellery represented Rhode Island. It is from Ellery that we have a record of the appearance of the signers of the Declaration of Independence as they affixed their signature to this world-altering document. History records that Ellery placed himself beside the Congress's secretary, Secretary Thompson, so that he might see how they looked as they put their names to their death warrant. But while all appeared to feel the solemnity of the occasion, and their countenance bespoke their awe, it was unmingled with fear. They recorded their names as patriots who were ready, should the occasion require, to lead the way to martyrdom. Robert Sherman, Samuel Huntington, and Oliver Walcott were from Connecticut, as was William Williams. Williams was a patriot in action as well as word. Williams was willing and did make sacrifices whenever the occasion required. An instance of his public spirit is recorded in the early part of the Revolution. At this time, the paper money of the country was of so little value that military service could not be procured by it. Mr. Williams, with great liberality, exchanged more than $2,000 in coined money, which was a great sum at that time, for this paper, all for the benefit of his country, and he lost the whole sum. Francis Lewis of New York was one of the first members of the Sons of Liberty. He was gifted with financial experience and business talent, and the wealth that he had acquired was freely expended in the service of his country. His house at Whitestone was burned by the British, and his wife was imprisoned in the city. As a brigadier general in the New York militia, Lewis Martin was often torn between his duties in the Continental Congress and those in the defense of his own colony. All of Morris's property and nearly all of his wealth was destroyed in the Revolution. New York's additional signers of the Declaration were William Floyd and Philip Livingston. New Jersey signer Richard Stockton has the honor of being the only man to have been imprisoned solely for having signed the Declaration of Independence. He died a year after his release from British captivity. John Witherspoon, the ordained minister who wore his vestments to the sessions of Congress and was the president of Princeton University, had a son that was killed at the Battle of Germantown. During the enemy invasion of New Jersey, John Hart was besieged in his farmhouse. His wife lay dying at the time, but he refused to leave her. After her death, he and their 13 children fled for their lives. His fields and his gristmill were laid to waste by the British. For a year he was hunted through the woods. He existed as a common exile and fugitive, eluding every effort of his pursuers. An old man at the time, he never lost his spirit and joined Washington's army as a private after the Battle of Princeton. Francis Hopkinson was another signer from New Jersey, as was Abraham Clark, who had 2 of his sons captured and imprisoned by the British during the War for Independence. Pennsylvania not only housed the Continental Congress, it provided some of the most brilliant and influential of the founding fathers. Robert Morris was a man of business. His skill in this area did as much to defeat the British as any cannon that was fired on the battlefield. We're all familiar with Washington's victory at Trenton after the famed night crossing of the Delaware River. However, in the days immediately preceding that fateful event, General Washington penned a letter to Mr. Morris explaining the distressed state of Washington's army due to a lack of money. The sum Washington needed was $10,000, terrific fortune in those days. This was needed to obtain intelligence as to the movement and position of the enemy, and thus allow Washington to act offensively. Morris did not have the money at hand and knew of no one who did, or if he did, no one who would lend it. Walking home from his counting house, Morris happened upon a man he knew, and when the gentleman inquired as to the course of the conflict, Morris told him of Washington's plight. Morris then said, "Sir, you must let me have it. My note and my honor will be your only security." The man, a Quaker, hesitated a moment, but at length replied, "Robert, thou shalt have it." The funds were delivered to Washington. The intelligence and stockpiles needed were obtained, and the rest, as they say, is history. On yet another occasion, when there was no lead available for the making of bullets, Washington again turned to Morris for deliverance. A privateer belonging to Morris had recently arrived at the wharf with 90 tons of lead. Half of this lead was immediately given, not sold, given by Mr. Morris for the use of the Army, and the other half was purchased from Morris's co-owner from the use of the Army, with Mr. Morris becoming security for the payment of the debt. At a more advanced stage of the war, when pressing distress in the Army had driven Congress and the Commander-in-Chief almost to desperation, and a part of the troops to mutiny, Morris supplied the Army with 4,000 or 5,000 barrels of flour upon his own private credit. Morris's notes were treated as hard currency, and his promise to pay a debt was as reliable as gold. When the establishment of a bank was needed to support the war effort, Morris was the first to pledge his personal funds for credit for the Revolution. Benjamin Franklin, is there a name more commonly known or associated with that of the Founding Fathers? He did as much as any other man to accomplish the independence of his country. John Morton and Benjamin Rush were also from Pennsylvania, as was George Clymer. Clymer and his family suffered severely in an attack by a band of British soldiers. His house and stock were destroyed. Fortunately, the family made their escape from Chester to Philadelphia. Clymer joined Robert Morris as the director of the bank, established to lend credit primarily for the purpose of the funding of the war. James Smith, George Taylor, James Wilson, and George Ross completed the delegation from Pennsylvania. Caesar Rodney and George Reed were from Delaware, as was Colonel Thomas McKean, who was so hounded by the British that he was forced to move his family constantly, keeping them away from their home and in hiding. Faithful to the cause, he served in the Congress without pay. Samuel Chase, William Packer, Thomas Stone, and Charles Carroll of Carrollton were the delegates from Maryland. The delegates from the colony of Virginia read as a who's who of the times. Richard Henry Lee was selected to introduce the resolution in Congress for the Declaration of Freedom from England. He did so on June 17, 1776, with these words: that these united colonies are and of right ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved. Likewise, Thomas Jefferson, the author of the Declaration of Independence, the second vice president and the third president of the United States of America, was a Virginian. To that esteemed group were added Benjamin Harrison, George Wythe, Carter Braxton, and Francis Lightfoot Lee. Legend has it that when Thomas Nelson Jr., also of Virginia, was told that the British General Cornwallis had taken over his home for British headquarters, he replied, "Blow the damn thing down." Nelson's house is still standing at Yorktown, and there are cannonballs embedded in its east walls. William Hooper, Joseph Hughes, and John Penn were from North Carolina. History records that William Hooper first addressed the Congress. When he first addressed the Congress, its members were so entirely riveted by his bold and animated language that many expressed their wonder that such eloquence should flow forth from a member from North Carolina. Captains Edward Rutledge, Thomas Hayward Jr., and Arthur Middleton, all of South Carolina, were 3 of the 5 signers of the Declaration of Independence that were captured by the British during the War for Independence. All three of these brave men were taken prisoners during the siege of Charleston, South Carolina in 1780. They would gain their freedom a year later in a prisoner exchange, but it was too late for them to protect their property, which had been looted and destroyed by the British occupiers. Thomas Lynch Jr., also of South Carolina, was a wealthy plantation owner. He was arrested in 1780 and held on board a British prison ship for a year. During his imprisonment, his plantation was sacked, and his slaves, more than 130, were taken and believed sold to the owners of sugar plantations in Jamaica. In total, 12 signers of the Declaration of Independence had their homes ransacked and burned. Most of the homes that were destroyed were here in the South during the period of the war when the British had adopted a scorched earth policy against the colonies in an effort to gain the support of Southern loyalists. From Georgia, we had Button Gwinnett and Lyman Hall, for whom Gwinnett and Hall counties are named. Hall was a zealous patriot. When control of Georgia fell temporarily into the power of the British, Dr. Hall removed his family to the north and suffered the loss of all his property. Colonel George Walton was wounded and captured at the Battle of Savannah. Like the South Carolina captains, he only gained his freedom in exchange for a British naval captain. History records that most of these 56 faithful founding fathers went on to greater service to their new country. After the Revolution, 13 of the signers of the Declaration went on to become governors, and 18 served in their state legislatures. 16 became state and federal judges. 7 became members of the United States House of Representatives, and 6 became United States senators. James Wilson and Samuel Chase became justices of the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Elbridge Gerry each became vice president, and John Adams and Thomas Jefferson became president. The sons of signers John Adams and Benjamin Harrison also became presidents. Oddly enough, 2 of the men who signed the Declaration of Independence died on the 4th of July. 2 architects of the Declaration of Independence, both U.S. presidents, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, died 50 years to the day, July 4th, 1826, after signing that famed document. John Adams' last words were, "Jefferson still lives." However, Jefferson himself had died a few hours before. President James Monroe also died on the 4th in 1831. And on July 4th, 1872, President Calvin Coolidge was born. July 4th became a legal national holiday in 1941. It is certain that the world has never seen a body of men placed in a more difficult and responsible situation than were the signers of the Declaration of Independence. And certainly we have never witnessed a more brilliant exhibition of political wisdom or a brighter example of firmness and courage than that of our founding fathers. So take a few minutes while enjoying our 4th of July holiday and silently thank these patriots who, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortune, and our sacred honor. And as a result of their willingness, dedication, and faith, we are here today in the land of the free and the home of the brave, still one nation under God. A few minutes of remembrance is not too much to ask for the price they so willingly paid. And always remember, freedom is never free. May God bless each of you, my fellow Americans, and may God continue to bless this great nation of ours, the United States of America.
Thank you, Judge Harry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We today can come to you from ETC3 in beautiful downtown Jasper, Georgia, the North Georgia mountains, where we are allowed the freedom to share our love, our beliefs, our knowledge with you, and I can't tell you what today means to me. Today is a day we've shared gospel music, we've shared so many things that we wouldn't be able to do if it weren't for men like those guys made a difference in America. Robert, thank you for stopping by today. I know you have another meeting. Our Soul Commissioner, Robert Jones, you are a busy man. We are growing, we are happening. We are what North Georgia is all about. Now we're gonna go to Barry Scott and Second Wind, and we're gonna be talking to him after he sings another song. We're gonna have Melton and Penny are gonna sing. We're gonna have some more music. We're gonna have Bill and his family sing a little bit more. We will be going off the air around 11:30. We have gone over, yes we have. If you haven't gotten your name in the drawing, we have some more things to give away. We may have to do that after we go off the air, so don't go anywhere. But right now we're gonna go to our newfound trio, and we're gonna say hello to the First Mountain City Trio. We have the First Mountain City Quartet, now we have the First Mountain City Trio. Barry Scott, Penny Green from the Chuck Wagon Gang, and Melton Campbell, the baritone of the year, in my opinion, every year, every time. Yay! Yay!
I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is calling, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Woo! Now y'all come over here and sit down with me, and Bill's family's gonna come up. Barry, come over here, sweetheart. Penny, you and Melton, come on, sit down. We may have to stand Barry behind us. Here, Penny, you sit down there, darling. Melton, you want to sit over by Charlene?
I will.
Barry, can you get behind us? Okay, now we're gonna also enjoy. Everybody knows that Bill's Aunt Arlene is like my favorite piano player in the whole world. Donovan Jones was gracious enough to bring his keyboard so you can enjoy Miss Arlene. So Arlene and Mary and Bill are going to perform for you a little bit more. And their family is so instrumental in what makes America work today. At their family reunions, their music evolved into some of the best in the world. So are y'all ready? We're going to have Miss Arlene and Miss Mary and Miss Bill. Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill. Miss Bill Eubanks. She's not here anymore. And you guys are going to get to sit here and enjoy. This is what family harmony is all about. Y'all just proved that you can harmonize with the best of them. Now, Arlene, we all know Miss Arlene is a miracle lady, a 2-time breast cancer survivor. She is going to play for you, and Bill and his mom and Arlene are going to sing, and this is going to bring a blessing to everybody. Got it?
Amazing grace shall always be my song of praise, for it was grace that bought my liberty. I do not know just why he came to love me so. He looked beyond my fault and he saw my need. I shall forever lift my eyes to Calvary, to view the cross where Jesus died for me. A marvelous the grace that caught my falling soul. He looked beyond my fault and he saw my need. I shall to Calvary, to view the cross where Jesus died for me. Marvelous the grace that caught my falling soul. He looked beyond my fault and saw my need. Welcome to my hometown. Welcome to why I wake up every morning smiling. You got tears in your eyes. I got tears in my eyes. You know, it doesn't get any better than this. It doesn't get, Penny, thank you for being here. There are so many people who made today possible. I can't even begin. Sharp Mountain Grill, Betty Estes came up with this game plan. She called me one day and said, what do you think about a live show in Jasper, Georgia? And I said, have you bumped your head? Okay, let's go for it. We have gone for it. This is an amazing day. It is what makes us what we are. We are First Mountain City. We are best friends, folks coming together, whether, I don't care what church you belong to, we come together. We come together as a family. I have to say thank you to Mayfield Milk. Mayfield Milk gave you ice cream coupons. Thank you, thank you, thank you to Scotty Mayfield, one of my dear friends who loves my biscuits and gravy. And thank you to Coca-Cola for supplying us with Cokes. Thank you to Deb's Bakery. Thank you to Savour Restaurant. Thank you to the Jasper Cafe. We have a couple of gift cards from them we're going to give away. We still have so many things to give away. The little gift baskets you see in front of us, compliments of Appalachian memories.
Jasper
The Three Sisters, which is Jasper Banking Company, brought us more fans, and thank you, thank you. Mark Whitfield remembers when I had the best looking legs in Jasper, Georgia.
Now, from what I've heard, I think the UPS man got it.
The UPS has got great legs. That's right. That's right. You know, everybody worked together to make this possible. I have a camera crew. I love Kevin, love him. Roger does a great job. There are so many people who put this together and make it happen. And you know, you drive a long way to be our gorgeous co-host.
Oh my goodness.
But do you know, that's kind of a relaxing time for you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you relax on 285. Don't you? Yeah.
Relax,
You
285.
came a long way. Penny came a long way. How far did you drive this morning?
From Morristown, Tennessee.
From Tennessee, and you'll be singing when tonight?
We're singing in Gadsden, Alabama tonight, but we're doing a Georgia tour this weekend. We're going to be in Columbus, Georgia, Friday night.
She's got a mic. Okay.
Norman Park, Georgia on Saturday, and then a town where I think anybody in Georgia has heard of. I think it's called Mock, Georgia.
I've never heard of it. No, I've never heard of it. But
That's next to Broome, Georgia.
that's next to, yeah. Well, you know what? Georgia talent is so, you know, we've got Barry, we've got Bill, we've got Penny, we've got Melton. This is what makes us wonderful. This is what happens. You know, I love gospel music. And everybody knows I have special groups. Inspirations obviously being number one. Promise Quartet is moving right up there in the line. We will talk Promise Quartet tomorrow.
Yep.
Every day somebody gives us a new idea for a show. So if you're sitting out in the audience and you have an idea for a show, talk to me about it. I see a lady, Bonnie, who is a missionary who's been on the program before. She's a waitress at Annie's restaurant in Jasper. And if you haven't had Annie's biscuits and gravy, there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with that stuff is good stuff. Good people, good stuff. Charlene you came on board as a co-host when Melton was out. You became the bubbly one, and honey, your name could not be any better. Could not be any better. Yeah. Now, what can we name Penny? We'll have to come up with Penny and we'll have to think about it. We'll have to make it a good one. But Bill is my smart co-host. I adore Bill. Angela, would you please come over? I'm going to ask a question. If you know what Angela's name is, when we talk, come over here behind me. When we talk about the clumsy one, yeah, no. When we talk about my co-host, I have given everybody a nickname. What is Angela's nickname? No? The beautiful one. Debbie, here you go. Deb's from Annie's restaurant. Angela is the beautiful one. I gave birth to Angela Christmas Eve many years ago. Merry Christmas to me. I am very blessed with some great kids. One of them's at Atlanta Motor Speedway today testing Legends cars.
Oh.
Nick is moving to Legends cars from go-karting. I'm a very lucky mom. The smart one, Dawn, is sitting at home smart. Now listen, she's canning. She's got a garden. She's canning, but she's in air conditioning. So she called today and said, I'm the smart one. But my job is so much easier because of you guys. You guys, I can't wait till you show up. I can't wait till Barry comes to visit. Barry Scott, I adore, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. I mean, it's no big deal. I adore Barry Scott.
He's blushing.
He is blushing, but he is. Listen, I paid $35 to hear Barry Scott. I didn't want to hear that old Doyle Lawson. I didn't want to hear Doyle Lawson.
Cool yellow shirt, you missed it.
I was there to hear Barry Scott, and I heard the very best. He wrote a song about Daddy's dream. As we go off the air today, could you do that song? Maybe. As we go off the air today, maybe we can get that. Barry wrote this song, and we have CDs. We're gonna Barry's selling some CDs and autographing his CDs. Are we gonna give one away? Can we give one away? Okay, we're gonna give one away. If you know the name of Barry Scott's group, we have not said it today, but if you are smart enough, Second Wind. There you go. Yeah, you don't get it. You little ditz.
She doesn't qualify.
Second Wind, there you go. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay. Now, Barry Scott is local homegrown talent. Melton, you're South Georgia, homegrown talent. Middle Georgia. So much talent in these mountains. So many wonderful people. I can't say thank you enough. So many people made this possible, and I hope on the credits today we may wear out the graphics departments because we have a lot of people to thank.
Right.
First of all, Sharp Mountain Grill, Betty and Berlin Estes, Debbie and Craig Mefford. We also have, yay, way to go, way to go, way to go. This has been made possible because a man named Roger Futch had a vision. Sometimes I wonder if he wakes up and says, did I have a nightmare or what? But this is me at my best and at my worst. My hair looks like the Dickens today. It's humid, it's muggy.
Go there.
Another lady that we absolutely adore, Miss Maxine Moore, came by to see us a few minutes ago. We're going to give away this clock for more furniture. If you can tell me what's going to happen here in September at the First Baptist Church that has not happened in many years. Well, Mama, you can't win. You can't win. Okay, Betty Wigginton, what's happening? The singing convention. The singing convention is coming back to our hometown, Jasper, Georgia, in September. Please come and support us. And in November, we know we have the Inspirations Homecoming. It is Mike Holcomb Day here in Jasper. Mike's not here, and shame on him. You know, there you go.
So,
I've said it live on TV. Mike, you ought to be here. But we're going to have a homecoming for Mike in November. Y'all will be here November 7th singing.
And that's also all-you-can-eat day at Cherie Martin's
That's
house.
all-you-can-eat day at Cherie Martin's house, November
Come early.
7th.
Stay late.
My friends come and bring food, and we hang out, and we have a great fellowship day, ending with the best music and gospel music today, the Inspirations, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
And did you say
Absolutely.
you're moving us this year?
Well, maybe. We're
Maybe.
talking. We may be in a new location this year. We'll announce that in August. So, but it is one of those things, this community, I couldn't say enough good things about you. I can't say thank you enough. I can't even imagine what it meant for some of you to get up this morning and be here in clothes. Because some of you drove from McCaysville and you're usually sitting there in your pajamas watching me. So thank you to McCaysville, thank you to Fannin County, thank you to the Copper Basin. So many folks have contacted us and said thank you for doing what we do. And what we do is share good Christian entertainment, good gospel music, and the community giving back. You're part of that, your family's part of that. We all know that it takes all of us working together to make this happen. Now, in order to make everything happen that needs to happen by 11:30, we're gonna do Barry Scott one more time. Can you do Daddy's Dream for us? Okay. This is a song that Barry wrote about his dad. Grab a guitar. We're gonna grab a guitar. And remember, guys, when this ends, we've still got these goodies to give away. We're gonna do some more stuff, and we're going to draw at last minute. We're going to draw, if you don't have your name in the entry for the ruby earrings given away by Elite Jewelry, please make sure I have your name in the drawing.
Oh, man, I should put my name
Because
in.
we're going to give away a pair of ruby stud earrings from Elite Jewelry, and then we'll give away the rest of the prizes after we go off the air. But today has been a wonderful, wonderful day. It doesn't get any better than this. It doesn't get any better than this, although I did cry a little bit when Arlene was singing, and I did get my eye makeup out of focus a little bit. But
It looks good.
Barry, can you do as Mike? Yeah. Okay, now we're going to hear Barry Scott, Daddy's Dream.
This is a song I wrote about my father and growing up and him teaching me music. I got to present this to him in Cherokee. Not long ago, while reminiscing with my mom, we talked about the day that I was born. She said your dad had always hoped we'd have a son, a boy that he would someday be proud of, someone that he could teach his music to, with hopes that fame and fortune you'd pursue. And looking back, I'd never want to change a thing, because I know I'm living out my daddy's dream. Son, you're living out your daddy's dream. And when he hears the crowd applaud his boy, to him it's the greatest thing. So every time you walk out on the stage to sing, remember, son, you're living out your daddy's dream. And I remember waking up to the sound of static on an AM radio. He'd be listening to the Grand Ole Opry, and he was wishing that someday he could be standing on that stage and singing his hit song, and hearing old Grant Turner bring him on. And if he had it to do over again, a country star is what he would have been. And I remember those long practice nights. My dad would keep me up until I got it right. He'd say one more time, then you can go to bed. And I never ever questioned what he said. Now 20 years ago seems like yesterday, since my daddy taught me how to sing and play. And looking back, I'd never want to change a thing, because I know I'm living out my daddy's dream. Son, you're living out your daddy's dream. And when he hears the crowd applaud his boy, in his eye there's a gleam. So every time you walk out on the stage to sing, remember, son, you're living out your daddy's dream. So every time you make that flat top guitar ring, remember, son, you're living out your daddy's dream. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Remember, son, you're living out your daddy's dream.
He needs a standing ovation. He is what we have, the best, the best. Barry Scott, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Floyd, for instilling the love of music you instilled in this young man. It couldn't get any better than this. Now, you know what? We're down to 5 minutes. If your name is not in the drawing, make sure in 30 seconds we're going to close the drawing, and we're going to draw for these gorgeous ruby earrings they were a gift from Elite Jewelry here in Jasper. And they're located over across from Home Depot, I guess is the best way to describe where they are. And they're one of these folks, local folks giving back. And here you go. We're going to give away a beautiful pair of ruby earrings. If I won them, I'd lose one of them and then drive myself crazy hunting it the rest of my life. So, Betty Estes, come here a minute. Thank you, thank you. Okay, well, I'd still lose them, Betty. But I'm not eligible to win. Now, I need to have a child come and draw. Sweetheart, can you come up here and draw? Give me the bag. Now, we're going to have you draw. I'm going to shake them up good. And I have to say thank you once again, Sarah Mansfield, who did a wonderful article on me a couple of years ago. It even sounded like I was a pretty good chick.
You are a pretty good chick.
She did a good job. She did a good job. Now, sweetheart.
You know what I say?
What?
Once a hottie,
Once a hottie, always
always a hottie.
a hottie. I love you, Bill. There's a reason he's the smart one. Okay, Marcy Young is the winner. Marcy Young, there you go. Okay, now y'all, I don't even know how to say thank you. I don't even know how to tell you what you mean to me. There's no way to describe it. There's no way to describe the feeling of my homecoming. Thank you for being part of it, Betty and Verlin. We are at Sharp Mountain Grill. I'm staying for lunch. Y'all, they have a lunch special today, $1 off all the sandwiches, free drinks with your meal. This is a wonderful place to hang out. We're gonna give away these goodies when we go off the air. We've still got this, what is that thing, Penny?
I think it's
from Miss Maxine.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's beautiful, from More Furniture. So, you know, Jasper Banking Company they brought fans, Maxine brought fans. Without fans, this Southern sweetheart would be sweating today. I'm glistening. I am glistening. So, and I am so proud of you, Jasper, Georgia. Thank you so much. Heart of the Home is filmed here.
I need to say hello to Jackie Payne today.
Jackie Payne in Ludville, I love you, I love you, I love you. You have been an inspiration to me all my life. We adore you. You made my job coming to Jasper easy because you were like the renegade till I got here. She is a sweetheart. Hello in Ludville, Georgia. Hello to everybody in Hinton. Hello to Miss Faye Edwards. We know and adore her. So many of you who tune in every day. So many of you that I will never be able to thank enough for providing me with this wonderful job. I have the best job in the world. Coming home today just made me realize, and I'm going to cry, but this is the best. This is the best.
We have the best hometown and the best family and friends, and we love everybody.
And my Mama Betty is here. Mama Betty is the co-driver in the widow wagon. She's never driven a day in her life, but she is the best back seat driver in the world.
And she has the best neck sugar of anybody.
She does. And Mama Lucy, who helps me through every episode of Heart of the Home, y'all, Heart of the Home is going nationwide now. I'm so tickled to be able to hand the world Jasper, Georgia. I do it weekly. I love it. North Georgia Now Today is streaming video. Everybody in the world can watch us, including we have folks in Germany tuning in. We are what is the very best of living in a small town. We are Jasper, Georgia, and we welcome you here. Come and visit with us. Now, guys, you know what? From North Georgia Now Today, I'm Cherie Martin.
I'm Melton Campbell.
I'm Charlene Higgins.
I'm Angela Burgess.
I'm Bill Siniard.
We don't want to say goodbye. We want to say see you later, only on ETC3, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 10:30 a.m., except today, 6 to 8 p.m. and 11:30 to 1:30 a.m. You be here and we'll be here too.